welcome to QuestJunkiesUK. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and we are brought to you by the kind support of CZRPG, Phoenix Dice, Trollord Games, and Nathrax 3D Minis. Look out for your chance to win in our fabulous giveaways. Check the session for today's giveaway. And, of course, you can get yourselves a lovely discount over on their homepages using the coupon codes that will pop up in chat. Do not miss this amazing stuff. CZRPG with their beautiful encounter design, maps, a fantastic Patreon for you to join. Phoenix Dice, their incredible, sustainably produced, recycled packaging and everything. They're wonderful Click-Clap Math Rocks. Do check them out. Trollord Games with their incredible Castles and Crusades original system and lots of D&D content as well. And the beautiful 3D printed and beautifully painted, if you wish, minis of Nathrax 3D Minis. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Please check them out and let them know that the Odyssey sent you. Now, let us also say a huge thank you to the wonderful people over at Sirenscape. Amazing music and sound effects for your games, and just makes the whole experience a completely different level. Check them out, stuff for D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, other game systems, board games, science fiction, fantasy, everything you need. Link in chat for your chance to get a free trial of this amazing product. Now, let's get into the session. To adventure! Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK, timely other Phoenix logo, and welcome back to the Feywild, and welcome back to Prismia, the domain of delight, ruptured in twain by an evil coven of hags, the Hourglass Coven, who, having taken over control of this domain, are also feeling their presence and influence reaching out to the Witchlight Carnival and all the places that it roams. And they were not ready for a community of TTRPG. No, sorry, hang on, wrong one. For a group of adventurers, equally evil but different people. For a group of adventurers who entered in to this once domain of delight and have been adventuring through, driving the hags from their homes and claiming back the Feywild for those wild Fey that were supposed to be here. Emmen's home, taking back his own home, driving out the redcaps from his very tree with little pencil markings on the trunk as he was growing, but not very high. Actually, for fairies, do they mark like how high you can fly on the tree? That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Is that the equivalent?
Yeah.
Marking height doesn't work. McClover, thank you for an inspiration crystal for our Daisha here.
And
Why, thank you so much.
Oh, don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Yes, there will be wheels as well. Yes, thank you for all of those gifted subs. And the bits as well, you absolute end of leg. Okay.
End of leg
supreme. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody.
It's good to... Or...
Off to a
legend.
strong...
Oh!
Sorry.
I'll see myself out.
It was a stretch. Okay, so absolute pleasure to have you all here. Thank you for joining us. All of you jumping in already as we get things rolling. Let's just remind ourselves just what is going on before we start spinning that wheel and causing those shenanigans. There were 5 gifted subs, weren't there? So that is 1 for each of us, and we'll keep 1 for Charlie when he gets back. I'm afraid we are without our warlock. Hashtag not a wizard.
You did it. You did it.
Hashtag not a
it's
wizard.
taken over 30 sessions, but you...
Okay, so...
Proud of you.
Corey, for that lick,
Hi.
you get the first spin.
Yay!
Giving it all that.
Jokes on you, I love ones.
Whoops, all decks, damn it.
Done it again.
Upsoldex for you.
I
And-
have to do it physically today.
All right, Papa. Good to see you, mate. And Daisha, yes.
Everything just goes up by
Back.
one.
Pencil and paper. Da, 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 da. Now we have to do maths. Da, da, da. Okay. Oops, all wisdom, Daisha. You wise person.
Mm.
And Emin
Perception is like
pastiche.
Oops, all strength.
What's it gonna be?
Buff Emin, buff Emin, buff Emin.
Disadvantage.
No!
What was it?
Goodbye,
Disadvantage
Crystal.
Oh no!
On your
Okay.
next whatever, which I think was trying to steal a star for Charlie, so whoops.
Well, I need to talk about that now that our bloodthirsty or just straight up thirsty warlock is not here.
Magic thirsty.
Magic thirsty. There we go. Stop and think about this for a moment.
Stop.
There is-
Consider your options.
There's a powerful warlock right there. There is an entire fortress of minions. There is the entirety of the coven in one place. And there are people that you want to rescue.
Mm.
And
So,
and you have an invitation to be here.
yeah. So what I'm
So we
hearing
go for it.
is
Steal it.
maybe not the best time. We'll have to pencil it in.
I do have
Circle
a
back round to that
plot-related
one.
question after we've done the recap, because I have a question
Yes,
about
yes.
the information we found, because Charlie's the one that writes their notes. I have dot points and then can't read my handwriting.
Okay. And I get a short rest.
No, there's a warlock in there. No!
Excellent.
Regain the 2 spell slots.
Short rest. Okay. Now, and I'll save that one for Charlie. Now, any questions you have about stuff that only Charlie knows, I will be saying in the voice of the cat called Charlie, which was in
I love
the
it.
road safety adverts when I was a child in the UK.
Okay, I was like, I
I'm
need
1000% here.
clarification.
Like, where is this?
I don't know
going?
the cat called Charlie.
Was this a tertiary Garfield character?
You can wait and see. Spin for
Davide.
Villy with a V. Okay, right. Thank you so much to our lovely friend Witchlight for all of that generosity and the support. It's been an amazing start to the year for the channel. Crazy. The year in general, mixed. But thank you so much, everybody. It means so much that you're here. We, as a reminder, we are unaffected as it stands directly by all of the stuff going on. But many of our best friends and players are affected directly. And we, exclamation OGL in chat if you want to see a little link that you can just sign up for and stuff. Go sign that open letter and tell those idiots that they are idiots.
What for?
Okay, so last time we were here in the mountaintop fortress of the Bitter End, Enderlin Moongrave, the member of the Hourglass Coven. You had used the Briganock Tunnel to sneak up through. It must be a really long tunnel because the mine's like really far away on the map. You went basically across the entirety of Yon and through this tunnel, and you have
Secret
emerged.
tunnel.
Secret tunnel. You have emerged into the basement beneath the theatre that is existing here. The Bitter End, it seems, has a penchant for tragic stories and plays acted out on her stage. And you have met a group of players who were here, but unfortunately got punished. A group of players from a world of Orth, from a city called Greyhawk.
Just
Now
the wings.
changed into weird deer raven amalgams.
Pengrins? Pengrins. Peregrines?
Oh, I can never remember the name of that.
Wolfie, Staggy, Crowbajubbles.
That's it. On the nose.
Crowbajubbles.
Crowbajubbles, the latest snacks.
Hold on, wait.
From the Goblin Market.
Crowbajubbles or just
We're not
or
in-
Crowbajubbles?
We're not in Barovia. They're not.
Crowbajubbles.
There's no airwolves. We're good.
Yeah, Crowbajubbles.
Crowbajubbles.
Okay, so you had snuck through the tunnel and into this prop storage space that you found yourselves in. There was a tangled up, awakened marionette, one of the hag's first experiments, who was cast aside because they did not have the vicious streak, the sadistic streak that the hag was looking for. And you helped them from be released from their binds and their twisted strings. But Patjaw's coming in with a TPK. I think it's a Hasbro TPK, Pat. You released them, and they shared a little bit of information with you, most of which you already know because you have been good little information gatherers. And you spied one of the members of the League of Malevolence, the warlock Skylar, who has been missing from the rest of the League for some time.
To be a diva. I mean, to be an actress.
Here she is. With a funky headgear, although she doesn't look like that at the moment. She's got that very fancy dress going on at the moment, being prepared for her time on the stage. And the beleaguered goblin tailor is trying to fix that for her. And her eldritch staff was lying nearby and was desperately sought after by a warlock who isn't here. And will be suddenly very compliant with whatever the three of you wish to do.
Nice.
And you can deal with him next week. When he doesn't have a staff.
Oh, no, you don't understand. The staff just disappeared.
She can kind of like disapparate, kind of like, you know, like portal away kind of thing. So would you like? Should we just remove the temptation?
What is it? It's the dramatic entrance. It's just like onto the stage. We hear
Right.
like,
Yep. My cue. Off and on.
Beautiful,
I
John.
mean-
Beautiful.
anytime I hear the League of Malevolence, it's very much a like, oh, I didn't know that I was being thrown into an like insert name of like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, except it's versus the League of Malevolence, so it's a rap battle.
Oh my god.
Yes, indeed. Now, that is where we return here to this underground chamber just outside the workshops of the Motherhorn Fortress. And that is where we return to the wild beyond the Witchlight.
Every once in a
we're
while,
back.
I'm like checking my head.
You check your head. That's fine.
How close am I really?
Oh, that, I see. Okay.
That.
That means you got stream open. You close that stream, cheeky.
No, I have Zoom on.
Oh, that's it.
I just assume.
That works too.
I do. I have stream open in a separate window that, like, every once in a while I'll be like, "How many people?" and then I'll pop away. But if we're in a battle, I don't look.
Fair.
We're
Okay.
good like that. Surprisingly to most, surprising
We are
everyone.
well behaved. Dang it.
Okay, so as we return here to the stage workshop, Checks herself so she don't wreck herself. Indeed, Pat, indeed. Okay, so a question, Corey.
Hi.
No, you had the question.
Oh, right.
Thank you, Evan.
Well, you said a question, Corey, and like I have a question for you, and I'm like, yes, DM server. So one of the things that we were noted is that like we had Enderlin's weakness, but Enderlin had, as I'm saying it out loud, I think I'm remembering, in her oculary library, there was information.
Oracular.
Thank you, oracular.
Yeah, because she has
Oracle.
the Oracle from Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle library, yep. So in her
Cheers,
oracular library,
Mhm.
just to clarify, which of her sisters did she have like a note scribbled about? Because
Is this that the marionette had told you?
yes, I believe so. Because it's very much a because we know we have the wishbone that shows that all the hag names are starting to blend together. Not Bavlorna. Maybe it was Bavlorna. Bavlorna had the chicken bone that dissed someone. We have the letter dissing someone else. And if we really want to turn them against each other at some point, we probably want the piece of information that disses another sister against another sister.
Yes.
What a web.
Bavlorna, Scabatha, and Endolin.
Indeed.
Thank you, because right now it's like Endoscabalorna.
Maybe by the end of this session it will be.
Oh god, I don't want to fight another Bublek. Don't do this to me.
Go Ultra Hag.
Oh no.
Okay, so you heard that it was a note about Scabatha.
A note about Scabatha in the ocular library.
Oracular, yes.
Oracular, sorry.
It's okay.
We'll get it.
Dracula, but with eyeballs. Oracula. Or no, ears.
That would
Oral
be Ocula.
ears.
Yes. Oracula.
Count Ocula! It's just got a giant pair of glasses.
Big fish.
I don't
It's
remember
like-
the original name. Now I can only hear Ocula.
Oracula.
Oracula.
Oracle.
Right?
I'm so-
Oracle.
ears.
Think Delphi. Delphi.
Yeah.
Miss Scarlet with the candlestick in the library, wait for it.
You
Octolarian.
definitely just said candlestick.
I do that all the time. If we don't invent words, the language doesn't evolve.
Monty Python's famous candle skit. Yes, yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah. What is it? Of course. You lost quote the greats in the theatre of excellence.
This candle is burning the wick at both ends.
That's me. What's
It is a snubbed candle. Okay, sorry.
Is this a British reference or?
Yeah, it's Monty Python.
It's a Monty Python
Monty
reference.
It's British and very
Oh,
old.
okay. So yes,
It's British
but
old,
also
yeah.
I
The
should know it.
deadly combination.
That was the right.
Mhm.
That was the candle version of the Dead Parrot sketch. Also, none of their stuff was made in the days where it was called a skit. They were sketches.
Mhm.
Oh.
I wonder when it
The
became
scarf
skit.
flipped in the library with a candlestick. Yes.
Limeberry. Do they have an allergy?
Maybe. Do I?
Okay. Regardless,
Sharp edge of
razor sharp. Over to you, my friends. You
So
are
as we-
lurking.
At least on my end, I'm not sure if this is the same for everyone else, but have we shifted over to the map?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Not yet. No.
We stream has. Sorry.
Ah.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you.
Yeah, I need to put myself on the same as you guys so that it's there you go.
Always, Pat. If you don't invent new words, it's not as fun. Oh, I forgot. Charlie wrote stuff in big letters.
Oh, there we go. Man, this is a big map.
One
Wow.
track mind. Yes, huge.
The
Several floors.
Oh, of course.
Several. I was wondering which kind.
By the way, if you're wondering, everyone's wondering what Emin's talking about, it's because they can only see what they can see, like that. So there's lots of black for them.
I was
This
gonna say, I'm like,
darkness.
you said, wow, this is a big map. And I'm like, is it? I see nothing.
Yeah, but it's a lot of nothing.
I have to zoom all the way out to find where we are, and then zoom into that part.
I
So
should have pinged you so it dragged you over there. Did that work?
Wait,
Did it not work?
hold on. Well,
Didn't
now
work
I
for
messed
me.
it all up because Colby told me to zoom all the way out. So now I have no idea.
Yeah.
Ping,
So-
ping.
Here you are.
when we last left ourselves, I think Corey had just spied who she is under the impression to be the Briganock inventor.
Yes.
We have.
Yeah, actually, as you've spied that, let me
the-
read that part of the box text for you.
Please do.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I only got this. I'll do the full thing again with the extra Briganock stuff. Hey, Baron.
Thank you.
The cavernous underbelly of the stage is noisy and hot. Goblins work a forge, saw wood, daub paint onto wooden backdrops. A woman in a tight-fitting dress. What's a light-fitting dress? Just a big lampshade.
Accurate.
A woman in a tight-fitting dress barks orders at the workers while a goblin frantically makes adjustments to her costume using needles, pins, and thread. A tiny creature, this is the new stuff, chained to a hooded lantern on a tabletop, is using a stick of charcoal to sketch something on a piece of parchment at unbelievable speed, hint hint. A wispy bulb of light flutters next to them. So it is
So light is their soul.
it is the Briganock, yes.
Lights the soul. They're trained to a lantern.
And he's the architect that they said had been kidnapped and was being forced to do stuff.
And they're writing at an unbelievable speed.
Yes, and remember you have experienced their time lapse ability.
I think only Daisha witnessed it though, because
Sure.
I'm pretty sure the rest of us were passed out for
That's
it.
true,
Oh,
that's
that's
true.
a good point.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, they're fast. And when we were last listening in, because like I think I'd leaned in and gone to listen. She'd been talking about like presenting herself. It's her moment to shine. I don't remember what else was there.
Yeah.
I said this?
But everyone
Oh no, sorry.
I heard-
the
Can I just check,
Sorry.
sorry, with you guys? Well, how is the audio on Zoom for you? It's crackling for me. It's really annoying.
It's okay for me.
Oh,
I'm
it's
fine.
fine for me.
So yeah, people back home, apologies. I assume it's still audible. It's just for me. But yeah, sorry, it's not perfect. We're trying to figure out. Don't you just love how computers like do updates and things, and then
whenever you
a
don't ask
machine
me to,
that was
yeah.
perfectly okay suddenly has lag.
Love it.
hmm
My favorite.
Okay, so can we go after Windows after we're done with Hasbro? Oh, there's no crackling on your end, Grim?
One
Oh,
thing at a
nice.
time.
That's good to hear. Oh, Daisy's getting crackling.
Okay.
Interesting. Mixed responses here.
Interesting that it's mixed.
And
Honestly.
Pat's... Is everyone roboting? Should be okay. It looks okay for me. I'm getting no reports of dropped frames or anything. Hey, Mooncloud
Thanks for
signed the
having my
letter.
back
Thank
on
you,
this.
Mooncloud. Good on ya.
Wow. Thanks for having my back, Colby.
Excuse me.
Blue screen of death?
Oh no.
Oh, bad luck.
Hit them in the pocketbook. Do it.
Yes. Okay. Even if you're not a paid subscriber to D&D Beyond, cancelling your accounts will show them that they suck.
Yep.
Because
Boo. We'll say boo to them.
and remember, this I'm just repeating things.
It's
from,
only Corey?
I'm repeating things from YouTube, but remember, they are putting everything into D&D Beyond. Like, they need that. That is the only way forward that they're looking at, right? To monetize D&D, and getting everyone to use this VTT that's apparently coming down the line and everything. So, yeah.
One that was stolen from Tailspire, yeah.
Fuck them up, fam. Fuck them up. Okay. Only Corey's open. She's fine for me.
Oh, thank goodness.
Mixed bag today.
Unless it was this.
Anyway. Yeah, exactly, Moonblood. It's where they've put all their eggs in one basket for the future. All your bases are belong to us. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. Right. Anyway, sorry, we're not just chatting. So, you see that, Corey. You see the Briganock that you were. What was their name? You were told their name. Golmo.
Yeah. Sorry, Colmer? Elmer?
Golmo.
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 Golmo, right? Alright. The other thing that I wanted to ask, double check, was we were overhearing, but had they gone off, or are they still in the midst of being handled and prepped?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a very, very short interchange so far. You just untangled the puppet, talked with them, and then have been, spying on what Skylar's doing, the warlock.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I think Corey sees Villy's, excited gaze, and just does a... and, pushes them against the wall for a minute. And it's just
Start doing Navy SEALs hand signals.
just goes...
This is where everyone needs thieves' cant.
Emma and Daisha. To Emma and Daisha, she's just like... Yes. See the Briganock architect.
Yeah, if you stage whispers for stream, of course, but you think you could. I mean, you had the whole conversation with the marionette. You think the noise in the workshop is such that you think you'd be okay? If you're.
It's just avoiding the gaze of the person. Is there any sort of prop walls or stuff around?
Right.
Is there a fake bush?
Could we do a classic Looney Tunes
Scooby-Doo it?
Jump in the barrel and...
No, but again, I remind you, you have your invitations.
I know.
True.
No.
We do have our...
So we're allowed
like,
to be here.
We're meant to be here. All right, convincing. I can do convincing. She says, nervously picking
I
up
think Daisha's
flowers.
allowed to be here is automatic. Meant to be here might need a roll.
Fair.
So, but Corey at this point's eyeing the Briganock, and seeing the person getting organized, and trying to figure out how to explain that they're in the backstage more than anything else. Corey kind of says, "I see the Briganock. Should we just walk in?"
You think?
Don't just this to me. And answers, damn it.
The most insightful, whoever's got the kind of best passive insight, you would probably.
Oh, it might be Daisha as well.
Right.
Let's see.
It ain't Emin.
You on that, sir? You on it?
16. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Daisha,
yeah, I got
Daisha-
oops all wisdom. That's why.
Oh, that'll do it.
Nice. So yeah, Daisha, you peer out and kind of assess the coming and going. There are more creatures than there are tokens. Yeah, and you reckon that with a certain amount of meta knowledge creeping in as well, with a certain element of deception, a relatively low DC deception check or performance check, you could make it look like you had walked in here and were walking out, and people just hadn't noticed you walking in. If you know what I mean. Right,
Corey picks
Oh.
up.
It's busy enough, right?
Corey.
Okay.
Because it is supposed to be a dead-end room that you're in.
Yeah.
Just that I could do that, or
No,
okay,
it's
okay. So Daisha's gonna be like,
the group
You
of
would have to speak for the party.
Yeah. But Gleam is a problem.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
so scared.
Right. Gleam has
Corey.
been very purposefully banished.
Yes.
Hmm,
Skylar probably
Lovely.
knows that.
My favorite. Yanks out several dozen flowers. Grabs. It's like, Emin, do you still have that spare cloak?
Which one?
I'm talking about the. What do you mean? I'm talking about the bloody disguise kit.
Do you have any idea how many I have? Yes, of course I do.
How do you fly with all of them?
You're like
Focus.
Vax in Critical Role Campaign 1. You've just got like racks of cloaks.
So it's like.
It's like
magic
Emin
bag.
clicks his fingers. It's like that scene in The Matrix where the gun racks come flying in.
It's just like, honey,
my God.
I got it all. There's like a bust that's roughly about Emin's height where he's been tailoring
It's a
outfits.
very special enchanted disguise kit that was given to me by the carnival.
This performer.
It's like a bag
Okay.
of holding, but just for clothes and tailoring.
Only for clothes, because
Yes.
like we all know performers need absolutely everything at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
It's just like,
a costume.
help.
A costume department manager called Morpheus.
I love it. I this is officially canon to me. It's like, looks at Gleam. She's banished. This is a bad idea. Help. Like, we should disguise Gleam.
Easy.
Easy.
All right.
Corey starts pulling out the dried flowers she has in her pockets for like decorative, like make a false bouquet looking thing, to as if she's picked out a prop. And then is starting to, like, as she can, like just pull out long red roses.
Yeah.
And
So-
just a whole bundle of like different flowers, with the idea, if in a worst case scenario she can say that she's here to deliver it to Skylar from one of her fans.
Ooh.
Emin is going to produce from his disguise kit the makings of like a black suit. Like we're going like Edna mode from The Incredibles, like
Yes.
very small, like black suit.
Yep.
And like
Gleam starts to get
measuring
visions.
tape.
Ooh,
Um,
information here. I'm going to retcon something because
Oh.
Gleam will be trying to help you as best as she can.
mhm.
Allow me to read. This is Gleam talking with you over the long rest at the Briganox mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Gleam and Glister are high elf twins who, until recently, performed amazing acts of balance and agility at the Witchlight Carnival. Together, they are known as the Selenelian twins. A
take your word for
Selenelian
it.
is a celestial event during a lunar eclipse in which the sun and the eclipsed moon can be observed at the same time.
Ooh.
Either just before sunset or just after sunrise, when both bodies appear just above the horizon at nearly opposite points in the sky. Cool.
Beautiful.
Blessed by Corleon, the elf god, the twins can each change their sex at the end of a long rest.
Yo!
Nice.
Key point.
Love
here.
it.
So, I missed the middle bit there. Gleam and Glister were born during such an event, and they are blessed with magical abilities tied to the moonlight and sunlight, respectively. They're easily distinguished by the masks they wear. Gleam wears a crescent moon mask, and Glister the sun mask. But yes, blessed by Corleon, they can change their sex at the end of a long rest, though one twin rarely does so without the other doing likewise. Rarely, but not never. The accompanying stat block
That is
uses
important to
she,
know.
her as their default. So for the sake
Alright.
of sneaking in and trying to rescue Glister, Gleam will have switched to the male form, which the female form was banished. So it becomes a male high elf, takes off the mask, and is basically unrecognizable.
A new person.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Man, new person. What do we call? What would you like to be referred to as?
Gleam. I didn't change my name.
Emin blushes.
Just
Aww.
like, oh no, they're hot.
He
He
takes out his
well-
pocket square and like,
So do we still go on with the fashion transformation sequence? They're still wearing an outfit, no?
True. Although the art is their costume. I assume they're in travelers' clothes after they were banished from the castle.
Okay.
So
Yep, alright, cool.
Yeah. But they're like, oh, but I would like to see what you've got. Like, pouring through.
no problem.
Like a fashion.
Do we,
like the
do
New
we have a
Year's, like the
visual
New
of
Year's
like
sales.
male gleam?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Say again?
sorry.
Do we have a visual of male gleam?
Yes, Orlando Bloom in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure, appropriate.
Love it.
Well, there was someone did a funny tweet where it was like a picture,
Sharp bones.
right? It was a picture of Chris Pine looking utterly dejected. He's like, imagine you're the cast of the D&D movie 3 months before release, and then Hasbro does this.
No,
Oh.
that
is
hurt.
unfortunate.
It's just Chris
It
Pine,
hurt.
just like going,
Ugh.
betrayed. Anyway, so yes, yes, you have a male high elf with you.
Okay.
Um,
So
let's say they switch the first and last letters, so they are now Malik.
Malik.
Like it. Love it. Love it.
Perfect.
It's perfectly Lovecraftian.
Mhm.
Emin is
There you go,
going to kind of help them out with a not quite the opposite of their usual costume, but something that okay, got it. All black. They're they're a stagehand.
Yep.
So just
It's got staff written in Elvish in the back.
there you go.
Are you doing like the kabuki thing with like the black mask over the top as well? Like, I'm not here.
I will give it to
Look at me in the
Louise, but,
background.
if he wants to wear it,
Like
he
the
can.
like the Bunraku puppeteers,
That stuff's so cool.
right? You
Love
put that on and then grab the marionette
Yes.
and speak Draconic.
Hey, Soyana. So once that's done, Corey is still like her prop to say that she's backstage is to like essentially grab as many of the weird props she can to carry along, and the bouquet as a backup.
Absolutely.
And
There are some props here.
Ooh.
There are some props.
I know that there was
here.
a sun and moon prop that I probably shouldn't touch.
Roll the d8.
Woohoo! With
Yeah,
my
the
Phoenix
moon.
dice.
The moon is too big. I would say it was chunky.
7.
Okay, so you and Daisha could carry this between you. There is a 6 foot tall stuffed canvas flesh golem
Yes!
Ew.
puppet.
Yes, that's great though, because we can potentially hide people in that.
Villy,
Hey, that's a good idea.
Villy is just like holding onto the edge of the doorway, just looking out and just drooling outside of his mouth, looking at the eldritch staff.
Staff.
I want it. I
Oh.
want it. My precious.
Grabs by the scruff.
He's
Pick
like-
up something.
Like, Willie, are you paying attention? And he's like, I mean, we could just take it, couldn't we, Villy? Yes, we could.
Lily, can you help us with this prop?
Yeah.
Emin's feet get weirdly hairy.
Oh,
Something is happening here.
And strangely rubbery towards the end.
Yeah.
All
Um,
right.
Okay, cool.
yeah,
So-
whatever you say.
Does Daisha want a costume?
yes. Can I have feathers?
Oh,
See, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how much to role play Willie as wanting the staff, because I'm not sure if it was Willie or was it just Charlie.
That's a good point.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because like Billy wouldn't have known what it was.
Right.
And I think
On an
Willie would
aside-
definitely be smart enough to not muck this up. You know.
Why not both?
Fingers crossed.
It's okay. In that case, Corey picks up, helps with the flesh golem. Will put whatever she can to make her look more stage handy. She puts her hair back in a ponytail, low. This is the most skin she's ever shown. She looks very self-conscious.
And actually takes a bit more effort than it always used to, and you realise that your father used to always like shift the hair around and like help you put it into whatever style you
Ah.
wanted.
There's a pause.
It's like, oh, you have to fight
and
this.
There's a pause, and then like, and she takes one and she wraps it around and pins it.
And
By the
then
way-
he's going to outfit Daisha with the all black as well. However, he's going to give her a feather headdress. We're going like full Quetzalcoatl.
Yes.
Her snake features definitely outlined by this like
Nice.
feather headdress.
Yes.
That looks like
I was-
she was just picked it up on like offset and just wearing it to move it.
Smash,
I am stagehand Elton John.
smash cut to CZRPG's office in Brazil, where he's just like samba dancing in solidarity.
Anyway.
Super
Beautiful.
cute.
Carnival.
Carnival.
By the way, CZRPG and I have talked, and he is safely far away from all of the unrest in Brazil at the moment.
Ah, good. Very
Nice.
good.
Good. I'm glad.
Very, very nice.
So getting back to plot so we can progress.
Let's.
Grabs the stuff, grabs the golem, still has the flowers,
Mhm.
Goes, ready?
Daisha does like a big yes with her feather. Feel the wind.
And it's just like a breeze hits Corey's lower jaw, and she's like, "This is so weird." And it's just like starts to lift the flesh golem with Daisha. To outside as we are trying to maneuver ourselves throughout the train.
Once we get out a little bit, Daisha's gonna start coming through. Excuse us.
Why is this so bloody heavy?
Looks around. Emin's holding it with just his fingertips.
No, unfortunately, I don't have my oops all strength, but
No, I meant you weren't trying very hard, so we were lifting
yes.
we were holding the bulk of it.
Well, he's wearing a suit. He's got like a measuring tape draped over his neck, and he has like his goggles like up on his
So
head
is
with
he not even? Is
sunglasses.
Emin not even helping?
No.
Billy
No, not at
is,
all.
because if we don't have Billy do something, Billy's going to commit a thievery and get us all in massive trouble.
Hey, I did the outfitting.
Now, would you like to make a group performance check or deception check?
Ooh.
I have to double check a thing. I think I get
performance
something
or
from Fey
deception?
Rangerness.
Yes, the bonuses are the same. It just depends if you're proficient in one or the other.
Ah, yes. I have otherworldly glamour. I forgot about that.
Ah,
My heart says performance because I'm dressed like Elton John, but my character sheet says deception.
I am proficient in performance.
Oh,
I am too.
well then, my deception's +7.
Ooh. Hello.
But- If my performance is not bad either. So
Daisha and
if-
Corey will have advantage because of the props and everything you've done.
Yay!
Yes.
That's
mean-
my disadvantage.
So which shall we? I'll
As
let
a
you
crystal,
guys.
yes.
Yeah.
I would say performance for me
Okay.
because of the otherworldly glamoury stuff.
Agreed.
So group performance then.
Okay. Right, so Daisha and Corey, performance with advantage. Emin, a straight performance check, please.
You got it.
So mine was a 25.
25.
14.
14.
23.
23. Nicely done. So, an average of a dirty 20. So
Ooh, very
not
nice.
bad at all. Not bad at all.
Lovely.
And you make your way out. I'll leave Gleam there until it becomes pertinent.
Can we see now?
Yep, please go around the corner. I like the fire. I like the art of the fire in the forge. It's pretty.
Oh.
Burn, burn.
Okay, maybe I need to refresh. I can't see.
John, did you write staff on the table, or did Willie?
It really
it was
did.
Charlie, yeah. Charlie did. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Definitely
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
at the end of the session, it was like stuff, and I'm like,
Okay.
I can't see anything.
Why?
no.
I don't
Careful,
know.
Don't drop it.
I actually don't see you on the Roll20 map at all, Steph.
I don't exist.
Did you delete
John,
yourself?
put me back. I'm sorry.
Did you
I
delete
don't know what I did
yourself?
wrong.
I did. I put you on the map because you were there last week, right? Remember?
I wasn't there last week.
She deleted herself.
I think it's
DM, I
fair.
don't feel so good.
Actually, yeah, maybe.
It was
Maybe,
just
yeah, because it was just the three of you. So maybe I didn't put you on. My bad.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Go,
I want
Stephanie.
to see. My bad. Start taking out my feathers.
No.
Here you are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's what it was going before. He's like, I zoomed right out and I still can't see anything. There you go.
Yeah, I
And
was
now
like,
we
it's
know.
so dark, and you're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I guess it's just supposed to be dark.
And I've got the memory thing turned on, right? So you can see where you've been. Yes, you can see the tunnel still, right?
Yeah.
I can only see the room where Gleam and
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
probably
okay.
didn't pass through the
Yeah.
tunnel.
Stay still. I'll give you a quick guided tour. So
Okay.
you've seen that.
Whee!
You've seen that. You've seen that. And that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
It's montage music.
Perfect. Do you remember in Avernus when you built the airship to get down from El Terrell and you had the Team America montage music?
Oh God.
Pre-copyright concerns, as
Yeah.
we weren't streaming at that point.
Mm, True.
Okay.
Sometimes a DM gotta do what a DM gotta do and use the right soundtrack.
And also, sometimes you've got to think, hey, our YouTube's not monetized anyway, and it doesn't get a copyright strike because people just allow the use of their music these days and take the money from you if you make any, which we don't. So, meh. Okay,
Big shuckers.
so there you are. You might find your way there, and I think a couple of the goblins who are bustling around here, they're like, "Come on, Madame Skylar's show is about to start. Yes, the flesh golem. Yes, of course. I can't believe we forgot. Quick, over to the gantries." And he points at the door in the east wall over here. This big double door.
Okay, I was about to say, is that my Cora's immediate thought was, is this going to bloody fit when you said door? And then goes, oh, yes.
yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Now, I think we should give Daisha the honor. Daisha, we are in the realm of player controllable doors. Please open the door.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, actually, John, I'm gonna pause this right there.
Yes, ma'am.
As we're moving the flesh golem puppet, which is I'm assuming is fairly large,
Yes.
That's
past
cool.
the table with the Briganock lantern on it. Is the lantern secured to the table or like a ring in the wall or something?
Good question. Let me double check. You enjoying the view, Daisha?
Whoa.
Oh,
It's just. Whew.
Whoa.
Does that say?
Me and Corey are just like,
Prop.
so the end of the walkway then?
2 seconds.
Like, I just realized Corey would be attempting to do like something. Can she do anything with her? Let's see.
Do anything with her
Wait,
what?
what?
Yeah.
Oh, I was
With
just gonna
stand.
be like, me seeing like, would Corey put on an accent? Rolls for herself. It's a natural 20 for that. Damn it, not now.
Okay.
Yes, sure. Where do you want it? I don't know what accent I'm bloody putting on. Do I look like I'm used to this shit?
Let's have a look here.
It's like, about the thing she thought. She thought.
Emin clears his throat as Corey asserts, like, I don't know what I'm like. He's like,
What an actor.
Jace, you do.
I think the lantern is not attached to anything.
Wonderful. Okay.
But Golmo is chained to the lantern.
Except the
Oh.
lantern.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, do
okay.
that. See how that goes.
Exactly, right? You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. We can't just take Ron literally later.
All right. Emin thinks about it.
Fair.
And he continues following you.
Okay.
Oh, actually, as we're passing by the table, is there any
You can see that Skylar is reading lines. So she's like closing her eyes and like muttering to herself as she's practicing them in her head. And you can see as you walk by on the front of the document she's holding the manuscript. It's a play entitled "The Lamentations of a Warlock."
It's self-aggrandizing.
I would also ask though, when we're passing by, can we see what Golmo's working on?
Oh, yeah, good idea. My perception is not such that Emin would be able to see, but...
My passive
Mine
perception's quite
is-
high. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Daisha's is through the roof.
Oops, all aware is what I got.
Mm.
Okay, let's put. It doesn't say, so I'm going to put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that he's working on a new type of lightning rod, because you know how the Corrids were starting to topple lightning rods in other parts of the mountains. He's working on a new type of lightning rod, which isn't a single pole; it's a tripod, so it's sturdier and less prone to being toppled. Let's say.
More legs.
Leggies. All right. We step out into the.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Was that at the end of the walkway, sir?
I've got. Where else is it going to go, you idiot?
Right, sir. Looks over to Daisha.
Yeah.
With like a face of.
Right. Daisha
Down
tries to
the
put on an
walkway.
accent also.
Down the end of the walkway, apparently. Oh, bloody hell, close the door. Down the end of the walkway, apparently.
As you
Would like to get to here.
As you step out there, you kind of like brace yourselves and kind of have to drop your center of balance a little bit because this wind just whips past. And,
I hate this!
Quote unquote, it is a 10,000 foot drop from there.
Whoa.
But looking around, like, what the hell are we supposed to do? Like, you're kind of out of sight of the goblins when you get out onto the walkway. Looking up, you can see 2 giant cranes. So this is clearly for winching up larger props to the amphitheater, which is directly above.
Okay.
Okay, so small props get taken up the stairs, but large things get taken out here and then winched up by crane to the stage above.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And you do see a goblin operating. Well, two goblins, one operating each one, and Emin is the one this
Yes.
relates to most. You remember a goblin child talking about their parents who operated cranes in the theatre.
Emin does speak Goblin too, by the way.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
So did the people behind the stage.
So the, so you remember that the goblin child was banished for stealing props,
Right.
and the parents had stayed here, were forced to stay here and work. So the two crane operators must be those parents.
How far up is it?
From where you are, it's a good 40 feet, I'd say.
Okay.
And the wind, you couldn't shout up to them they would hear you in the workshop better than the crane operators could.
Could I fly up?
Yes. Slight danger of being buffeted against the cliff face, but
We're gonna wait.
But you see one of them starts lowering down a thick rope, and you realize it's made of corrid hair.
Oh.
And it
Wait.
has-
What?
Sorry, just reminded.
Interesting.
Daisha, you can control that shit.
What?
The Queen's Dance.
You got taught that.
Oh yeah.
For
I
future
thought
reference.
you said. I definitely thought you said Corey's hair, and I was like,
Oh,
"What the
shit.
fuck is happening?"
That would be more.
Too many layers. Too many layers.
Yeah.
Too many layers. It's all she's Corey's gone through a whole bunch of character art recently. We don't need more.
I was like, "I'm freaking out, man!" Like,
Give her
what?
like
Okay.
it's 5 minutes. I've cried in the last 3 sessions.
You look to Corey and the wind just tears the wig off her head. You're like, ah!
Yes, the wig.
What happened?
She says.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
By the
very
way,
uncomfortable
Corey,
and all
by
this
the
without-
way, in Chasenta's
Mask.
Tyranny later today, a couple of other visitors to the Shadow Realm from a distance, will witness the fall of the Crooked Teeth Palace.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yes, definitely.
This is all
Love to
happening at the
see it.
same time.
I love it.
Yes, and they're also going to visit Reynard.
Man, there was this whole thing with his Australian accent. His Australian accent. Behind me.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because I have to do that in front of Lily now. Oh no.
Yep. A piece of advice for Australian accents. If you're going broad, all A's are A's.
Okay.
And make sure to swear as often as possible.
Swear.
Yeah, well, yeah, and slur words together. They
sorry.
don't. There's and you say there is a nickname for everyone. There is no such thing as Robert. It's Robbo.
Noted. Okay.
Mally.
So.
Four.
You see at the end of the corrid hair rope, there is like a kind of a harness like thing that can be strapped around various sized things, and do you just attach the golem and let them hoist it up?
Corey, I suppose I wasn't there for that unless Corey was there for that with the goblin parents, or was that specifically?
What? I mean, in game it was just Colby and Charlie, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So, I can't. Was everyone there, Emin? Colby?
What was this for?
Yeah, when you
the
saved the
girl.
kid from the kite. I think everyone was together at that point because you were traveling
Yeah.
to the astronomer's
Yeah.
throne.
Yeah, we were all together. for
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Corey goes, should we leave them a note? Or should we leave them a note?
Hey, that's a good idea.
Oi! I don't know how to assemble this thing.
How? You're talking about the hair? Don't know how to attach the hair?
No. Specifically, like thinking of it might get buffeted in the wind, but shoving where the harness sits and holds tight on the prop and bringing it in. Like if we could slip something to say, "Hey, your daughter's free," or something equivalent. Because like it's coming down, but we've only got a split second to do this, so that's why she's asking.
Yeah. Emin's gonna elbow Willie in the shins and have him write
Yes.
the note.
I'm like, I don't have paper. Perfect.
It's like
Willie does.
holding this thing.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Your daughter's
Keeps
safe.
eyeing the stuff.
Okay. And do you stay to see if they notice that and read it? Or do you just go back inside straight away?
I feel like we'd
I would
probably need to stay to see if the prop falls down, no? Like,
Yeah, we could probably make the argument if somebody asked us, like, hey, we just want to make sure it got all
because
the way
I
up.
think Corey would probably, like, back down so she's closer to the wall. Because, you know, we're on the edge of a windy building.
Yeah.
As it's being raised up, just kind of like back up, it's like shout it, you got it,
You good?
good. Like
Okay.
looking for like a thumbs up or anything.
I have a question. What is this stuff? This weird amoeba metal-looking stuff.
The frame of the
Amoeba?
map.
Oh,
Okay, I was about to say I see none of that.
This? You don't see this?
No, I
These
don't see
things?
that.
Yeah, Aisha.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Oh,
Just
if you move
corner.
all the way out to the
corner of the map.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
put me back,
I
put
know
me
we're
back, I'm scared.
falling. We're falling.
Put me back. Okay.
All right. Sweet. Well, at least we know it's not an amoeba.
Hey, yeah.
I didn't know. I
They were
wanted
fighting-
to know.
Booze, please.
They were fighting sugar oozes yesterday in Barovia.
Sugar ruse.
Yeah.
Sugar.
That sounds fun.
It was good.
Sugar ooze.
Sounds delicious and deadly.
The
and
tragic Cicero met his untimely end.
Uh-oh.
This was sad.
Untimely, as in it was long overdue because he was undead.
Ah,
Oh.
got him.
I guess that works out.
deadly. Just like,
Yeah, okay. Right, so you pop back in there. There is a door north of you, up here.
Okay.
Corey gives it
There-
a quick listen.
You see down to the southwest, bottom left, sorry, excuse me. You can see the workshop continues around that corner there, and there seems to be something off in that direction. And you can see people can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like that looks like the interior way to get things upstairs. So
Yeah, I
it's
was
like,
gonna
it's
say,
like
it
a
looks like a
platform
dumbwaiter.
that like it lifts up, yeah. but 10 foot square.
Got it.
Dumb waiter for a heavy eater.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Corey, you said you're gonna listen to that north door.
Yeah, I was just gonna give it a quick. I'm assuming we're closing the door behind us to not allow big
Yeah.
loud
wind in.
cook off. Wind
Were you
in.
raised in a barn?
Oh,
My bad.
actually, did we see if it gotten all the way up? Like, did we see any reaction from that when we waited?
Give me a perception check.
I got you. I definitely got you. 26.
Nice.
Nice.
So as it reaches up there, and you see teams of there's like teams of stagehands up there as well, and people, kind of. It swings. Like the golem disappears from view, right? Because it swings in and over the edge of the lip and out of sight. But if you wait, I'll give you a thing. Like, if someone found something and then took it to this crane operator, you would see that, because you can see the crane operator in their little box thing. So if you waited to see if someone found the note and took it to them, you could, but you'd be standing out there doing nothing and risk There's a potential that someone in the workshop would think that's weird.
Yeah.
I think what she'd do is she'd like hold out, not for the whole time, just double check because she doesn't know how long it would take.
Yep.
Sees that it goes over the edge and goes, well, hopefully that worked, and then close the door behind her just to make sure it's like, yeah, it's up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shouted.
meta knowledge, because this is kind of important and interesting. We see this scene happens, but you don't see this, but this scene happens.
Lovely. Okay.
The stagehands are kind of like manhandling the golem off the crane and like setting up behind backstage, up above. And one of the stagehands does see that note, and they take it and they kind of open it up, thinking it was like directions from the workshop or something. And they read it, and they're like one eyebrow raises, and they look up at the crane, and they start walking towards the crane. And the goblin in the crane kind of looks apprehensively at them. And they I mean, this is meta, so we could hear what they're saying as well. And they're like, yeah, is there a problem? And the stagehand that was walking towards them is like, this is apparently for you. And hang on, what's the 2 seconds, sorry. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, good.
The stagehand goes towards him and he's like, this is apparently for you, Shadowless. And he's like walking towards, and the goblin in the crane's like, really? What is it? And the stagehand gets close to them and starts reaching towards them, and then lets the wind catch it and take it off into the void.
Oh, what a dick.
Oops.
What a dick!
Lost your shadow and your note, didn't you? And then Stun walks away.
Man,
Wow.
screw that guy.
You guys have heard from Gleam.
Yeah.
Who also doesn't have their shadow.
Mhm.
Actually, no, does have their shadow now because Emin and Willie killed it.
Oh,
No, is that right? No.
Corey
No.
has no shadow.
No, because Gleam's shadow is the one that took Daisha's magic.
Yeah.
That's right,
Gleam
thank you.
Shadow's
That's what I
the
thought.
fancy one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Gleam's shadow is here somewhere. But Gleam had told you, remember when you first met her with Amador and Poinia,
Yeah.
that the people without shadows are looked down on here. Because it's a form of punishment by Endelin.
In that case, Corey is going to be looked down because she ain't got one.
I know.
Yeah.
You have not met anyone that cared yet.
Yet. Yeah, wait for it.
Ruh-roh.
So, you
But
go...
Corey, is Corey aware of
Please,
that?
the DM right there.
Is Corey aware that like people without shadows are kind of like, eh?
I think Emin would
that
have
something-
communicated that.
well, no,
Okay.
because it was Corey and Daisha that met Gleam first,
Oh.
right? Because they arrived when you
No,
were
no,
being
no, no.
Yeah.
It was
No,
it was me
yeah.
and Charlie.
No, we met Amador
and Polyamia,
because
Yeah, and Gleam was with them.
Gleam
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh no,
wasn't
no,
with
Gleam
them.
was with
Gleam,
them.
no,
We got
no,
divided
Gleam-
into two scenes, right?
Yeah, Gleam
Yeah.
helped. Yeah, I was remembering the scenes, but I forgot which one Gleam was in. Yeah, Gleam
Yeah.
used their abilities to help beat the shadows that were attacking him.
Yeah.
and
She
won.
saved
Yes,
me
yes,
and
yes.
Willie.
But
from
yeah,
the
Yeah.
shadow.
yeah. During your time here, that information would have been shared. Yeah.
We would have. Yeah. Okay. Corey like doesn't so he has like this looks around, just goes, just a heads up, I might not be very good here, and like listens at the door with that what was it 26
Mm.
A carpenter working nearby is like, "What? Working you so hard? You need to rest up against the door. Got places to be? Get to them."
Corey's like, yes sir.
Oh.
And you didn't notice anything from the door.
Okay. Corey like looks over, shrugs. It's like, this is not my first rodeo at all. Are we going to? So it's where so what was the other thing they needed us to get?
I think that was it. Just because we
And
had
then-
picked up the flesh golem puppet.
Yep.
Corey is in character to go ask which direction to go. I'm like 2 characters deep in.
At that point, you see that Skylar is sweeping towards you.
Corey gets out of the way.
You're just standing to the side there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like to whichever area looks like it's a wall that doesn't open.
Yeah,
I think
Shooting.
Emma would do the same.
Okay.
hug the wall.
And she kind of like sneers at you. It's like, yeah, you better get out of my way, kind of thing. And she sweeps past, with the goblin like running behind her just to pluck out one last pin from the skirt's hems. And she sweeps through that door and you see as it opens that there are stairs on the other side. And they lead
Move
up.
out of the way as if she's the queen.
And she doesn't pay her the slightest attention, really. So,
Fair enough. Cool.
Just get her upstairs.
League of Benevolence, do. Going to look for some things to pick up and do. I'm
Yeah, I
assuming
think
the staff
let's-
is gone.
Yeah, she took it with, yeah.
Let's head
Good.
down towards that southern part of the workshop.
Where?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me just...
Out of here.
I just want to see if she would take... Yeah, I don't think... She wouldn't take Golmol with her, but there's a lot of people down here still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I bet there's a bunch of people milling around and not safe to snatch a Briganock.
So you're going down the far end instead? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having a quick look. See
Yep.
what they got.
Okay. A couple of some of the the next in charge down here is like, oh, there's a show about to start and you're all just milling about.
We're just getting whatever's left.
Yeah, and you make your way over there, and you do see that there is the platform that can be raised up there, and then there is the tunnels that you're there next to Corey. Yeah.
Oh, the tunnels?
Well, it's like a little tunnel into
That's a
the...
home kind of thing.
Mhm.
Fitting rooms?
You kind of look down there and you see 6 dingy cells strung with hammocks lining both sides of the corridor. Loud snoring comes from one of the cells and the noise of a rumbling stomach from another.
Oh, that's sad.
And as you see, investigate where the sound's coming from. There's a goblin that's sound asleep in one of the hammocks, and then there is the other one where the kind of rumbling stomach sound came from. You see there is a female goblin nibbling at her toenails.
That I was right there, John. That sound effect alone brought me right to location
She looks
in horror.
She looks starving.
Did they have shadows?
Yep.
This feels like a private moment. Maybe we should go.
Okay. And as it does, like, Corey is gonna like reach in, slide, and like accidentally drop a good berry left over from the last time she generated, which we didn't use. I had 4 of them left. They're just berries at this point. There's no magical properties about them.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's been too long.
Here you go. Here's the hammock. Full immersion. Thank you, Sirenscape.
Full immersion.
Everyone,
Thanks,
check out
Sirenscape.
Sirenscape for all the cool stuff they've got going on.
I think
Drops a
Emin-
good berry at the cell.
And
Yeah.
the goblin looks up. She's like, Miss, you dropped these.
You can have it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the floor. I'm pretty full.
Better than nothing, eh? And her eyes go wide as she feels like the magical sustenance of a good berry, like, flow through
You
her.
alright? What happened?
Oh, I was just working so hard, and they don't think to feed us very much.
Nah, you look it.
Hey, I owe you. I don't have nothing to give, but I can give you some secrets. How's that?
Oh, yeah. Always up
Hey.
for those.
Well, you know, in
With a
return,
bunch of bloody gossips
One-
swear down here.
one good turn for another, eh?
Yeah.
Um,
Like Cora, like,
what?
tucks in so she's not in there, but she's not visibly in the way.
What's still asleep, right?
Listens.
Yeah, he's snoring.
Yeah. Dreaming about probably eating everyone's food again.
Okay. Well, for that, I don't know what kind of berry that was, but that was amazing. It was so delicious.
Found it on the side of a mountain.
Really? Oh, you have to show me later. I found something too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What you got?
I found a key.
Oh.
What kind of key?
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah.
I hid it. I didn't take it. I didn't hand it in. I didn't give it to anyone.
Oh, sneaky.
I don't know what it's for. Sorry, but I put
What's
it.
it look like? Is it like fancy? Is it like one of those fancy schmancy ones with like the filigree bits?
It's quite nice. Yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
it's in the prop storage. You know, the current props, not the old stuff over there. And she points
Oh,
where
yeah.
you arrived. There's a big throne in one of the prop rooms, and I put it under the cushion.
Corey pauses,
Now-
thinking about the lament of the warlock and wondering if she's going to be sitting on a throne at the end of it, and sighs.
You gotta promise not to tell anyone though, because
Oh,
you know, creeping Lynn gets ever so angry if we do anything naughty, and
I mean, it's all right. We're supposed to be here.
no, it's not all right. If you anger her, she changes you into a mask.
Ugh.
She's done it to
Feel like
she's done it to a couple of guests as well, not just workers.
Wait. I thought those were rumors.
No. I heard it from someone who heard it from someone, but I guess that's the definition of a rumor.
Were
but-
they?
yeah.
But were they extra scared about it? Because you always know it's actually real when they're actually extra scared about it.
Oh, I just know there have been folks that have disappeared, and nobody retires here.
Yeah, well, I mean, did they disappear?
Well,
Or did they disappear?
yeah. I mean, people say they get made into masks. I don't know. It's
Well,
it's
do the
terrifying.
masks do anything?
I haven't seen them.
Do you know where they are?
No.
Like, have you actually seen one?
No. Why? I don't want to see that. If I see one,
I don't wanna
I'd probably
see
be
it.
next.
Oh, fair.
But
So, with the key, very quickly, it's like, where the hell do you even find something that small and shiny?
I can't remember. It was just kicking around. It must have been left behind somewhere. I thought.
Oh, yeah.
It was so nice. It was so pretty. But
Yeah.
maybe the masks are up in that belfry.
Oh, is the belfry where they keep the bells?
I mean, usually, but
Yeah, alright.
they never ring or nothing. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
it's in one of the towers. You know, but Creeping Lynn has it all boarded up.
Boarded? Is she scared of it, someone?
I don't know.
Alright. Okay.
Look where I sleep. Do you think I'm privileged to such information?
Nah. I mean, I'm not, clearly.
Oh, it's weird. I was so starving, and now I feel I could go a whole day.
Yeah.
Finally
If I
get.
get, it's
I was too hungry to sleep, so I can finally get some kip. Sorry, I've got
You
shifted.
rest.
I've got a shift in a few hours. Sorry.
No, you rest. So when you wake up, I'll see if I can get you another one.
Cheers.
Yeah. What was
Thanks.
your name again?
Oh, I'm Kiz.
Kiz. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Corey turns around.
I rolled a 2 on her perception. So she doesn't notice you don't have a shadow.
Yeah.
too focused on
it's
the
like-
food.
Yep.
And
Corey like.
to be honest, the
leans
good deal.
out.
The good deal was a good deal. So.
It's like Corey leans out.
And I'll say the chambers are probably pretty dark. Like there's just that one torch at the end of the thing you can see there, right?
Yeah. So if you were seeing his shadow, that's the only way you'd be able to see it. Yeah.
Right. It would only be going back towards where Daisha is. Yeah.
Yep. Corey walks back to the side.
And there's a very nasty breeze and like very cold, wind coming through from the south. There, you can see there's a window in that one. So it's the edge of the mountain there.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Right.
Well, hopefully she'll be able to get some sleep now.
Yes, and she just like smiles and kind of nods gratefully and just like swings her legs up into the hammock and like settles back, looking at these. So back to you.
Masks.
Let's
Lovely.
see.
My favorite. What I needed. Legend of Zelda. Let's go.
More like disgusting.
No, what is it? For one of last year's October Patreon character, like Kakachu one was like a creature of masks too. That was fun.
Yeah, I remember.
Mm.
That's good. The art
Anyway.
was fun. The art was great.
Oh, thank you.
The
Yes.
I'm just trying to find out how the platform works.
Bathroom real quick.
Nice.
Oh, good. I see a lever right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember where it mentioned where I think let's do it this way. As you come back out from the cells, a new prop is being wheeled over, and they're like, perfect. Take this up, would you?
Yep.
And they leave that with you. So yeah, the stage props and backdrops are crafted in the workshop here. Oversized items are moved through the double doors and affixed to the cranes. Smaller items are fired up using the elevator, which is the adjacent wall lever.
Okay.
So they one of them, the people that were bringing it over to the platform, one of them stays to do the lever. If you want to just all get on the platform, it's okay.
All right. As we do, Corey goes over to Emin. Dear.
Yeah.
Do I still need that throne thing?
You say that to them?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no. It says it to Emin loudly.
Loudly, yeah.
Like
the one...
as in very clearly not addressing, so is not the one in trouble.
Yep. Let's see.
As she says that, Emin kind of darts his eyes around to see if it got anyone's attention.
Stop.
And the one that waiting by the lever's like, what are you talking about? It's not like we're doing the mayhem of the foolish minstrel. No, it's that warlock's one today.
Oh, when's
okay,
the mayhem one?
Huh?
Well,
I don't know. It depends on what Creeping Lynn wants to do, doesn't it?
Okay, was it mayhem of the what?
Mayhem of the foolish minstrel.
Foolish minstrel. Lovely, cool. Right, and goes to this is the last prop. Well, we're being forced onto the platform at this point.
Yeah, you're there, and you're given the props, just a few different hand props that need to be taken up. You're gonna wait and have them transport you up there, yeah?
I suppose we
Yeah,
don't
for
really
now,
have much
yeah.
of a choice. Yep.
Okay.
Ready?
So, stay still. I will transport you.
Except instead of the Batman symbol, it's two fairy wings going spinning in and out.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, directly up from where you were.
cool.
Directly
Alright.
up, you say.
Boop. There you go.
So I see stairs to the left and a hallway to
I'll
the
put Willie and Mleeg
left.
there as well.
Left or right?
2 seconds. Let me read what you got there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yes, the wooden platform rises up through a hole in the ceiling and find yourself in the stone floor at the end of this corridor with the lever, the accompanying lever nearby. You just as you're going up, he's like, and don't forget to send it back down.
Right.
And so you get off and flip the lever, and it starts trundling back down again.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of shudders a little and doesn't move very smoothly, and you hear the carpenter downstairs. He's like, oh, bloody lack of charge. It seems like Endelin uses the lightning gathered to do everything. What happened?
Ah.
Sorry.
What do you mean? What happened?
Roll20 just popped out to the starting screen.
Oh.
Eh.
Rude. Sorry, everybody.
Rude.
No, it's Grim.
Maybe Endelin's lightning is also powering Roll20.
Maybe.
Man. Every single time.
Damn
Anyway.
Corrid insurgents. Okay.
Yes. Insurgents.
Rude. I know Rishi, right? How you doing, mate? It's good to see you. I know you were there before. Just saying hello properly.
Yeah.
Just a moment, everybody. Loading.
Mapping
dungeons. Motherhorn. Is it just me? Like, does the name? I know it's supposed to be like a pun on Matterhorn. I assume, right? A play on the the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
But like Motherhorn, it just sounds like a whole Freudian mess.
Ooh.
To me.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. To me, it's like Matterhorn, Motherhorn, but also it like I don't know. It's like loud, nagging, motherly
Right.
question mark vibes. I guess
True.
demanding,
Yeah. I can
Oh
see
yeah.
like a projection
Kinda
of
like that.
anger in self.
that. Yeah.
And then like all of me goes, who needs to go to therapy?
I just feel bad because I had the map all nicely loaded in. Now it's having to reload itself. So everyone, sorry, bear with us. It's all.
Hags will do
A Motherhorn.
everything but go to therapy.
So, what is it? One of my very first D&D campaigns was a pirate campaign, and the doctors. I asked my players to always give me a role-playing quirk, and the doctors they were a collector refined first edition erotica, like Kakashi style, and like they came in to my session, and one of the other players had made props, like decorated old like scandalous romance titles with like different covers and like redecorated the covers, like photocopied the front and like made them look like tieflings and gnomes and stuff.
Nice.
And
Wow.
the book was called Sylvanwood, which is one of my favorite titles ever.
Wow. Nice.
Scarlet Scales was another one. So good. Have a character because I always ask my players, give me a quirk that your character has that no one would guess upon first seeing them.
By the way, I just want to say the way to the left. That music's great. I love that music, by the way.
Yeah.
The way to
Nice and creepy.
the way to the left there, the dot is your level, and then the other one.
So it crosses over.
Yeah, the one crosses above that. So
Okay.
that's the up down corridor is not visible to you. It's just there's no way to do the different levels on Roll20. It's not a full floor. Like there's like a low ceiling there you have to duck under, and you can see the stairs beyond that.
Yep. Fair.
So
Shall we do?
Yeah.
so what did you say? Sorry, left or right?
That's the thing. I think like Corey will take a quick step over here to find out what they're over. Oh, Just another set of doors. Understood.
You can't see that. You're not above that. You're below that. And those
We're below
yeah.
that.
So that's like a catwalk
Okay.
over. Okay.
Yeah, and the solid lines.
So do we see a thing
The solid
above
lines
us?
are just no. You let's say there's like a bridge walkway, and you can see large doors to the down.
Welcome back.
And you'd think from your general, especially Corey as the ranger, you would think from the general your location and orientation of things, that's probably the main entrance. Because on the exterior, you've seen from a distance on the exterior, there's a big switchback staircase that goes up the mountainside and arrives at the doorway at the front.
Yep.
I have an itch that the prop rooms could potentially be to the right.
To the right? But what is it? I suppose if we're going by perspective. Oh gosh, name Skylar went up the same direction.
Yeah, far up of where you are. But
I see. So that could just potentially be stairs back down.
Maybe. We don't know. Either or. We were told to bring stuff up. We are up.
You're quite far down from where she went up the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that even if that was the way she went, there would be a long.
Right.
You're on
Left
the same.
right?
You're clearly on the same level, but you're at opposite ends of the stage. You would say.
Okay. So do you want to do?
Shall
we go right then?
She is stage right. You are stage left.
Let's go right.
Right. To the right. Oh.
The sneak.
Hello.
I think that's the stage.
It is.
Just a guess, though.
That's a very educated guess.
Found it.
Okay, so yes, you emerge out into a large amphitheater.
Whoa.
Suddenly lightning high.
Crash.
I jumped.
So did I a little bit. It's just like there are some in Sirenscape you can tie things so they play when you start a sound set, a mood.
Lovely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just automatically. Like a lot of there's like a combat stab. It's like dun dun dun. Like when you start the combat thing, it just plays that to really kick things off.
Nice.
But they're usually way too loud.
There's Skylar.
Stingers, man. Stingers.
Oh, you found Skylar, yeah. Okay, so yes, you emerge into the amphitheater. An open-air amphitheater is carved from the slope of the mountain top. Short, cloaked figures sit on tiered stone benches facing the stage. Enclosing the stage are 10-foot-high stone walls, above which you can see the stormy sky. A team of masked goblins is preparing the stage for a play, while costumed actors huddle in the wings and recite lines. Skylar is out, already center stage, rehearsing her lines. Lighting is provided by an intricate overhead contraption upon which several more masked goblins are perched. The sounds of chains clanking and gears turning can be heard coming from somewhere under the mountaintop. And it's the platform returning down.
With the maskings, what kind of masks are they wearing?
Good question.
Just it doesn't say, so I'm going to go with they're actually like those Japanese bunraku ones. It's like the black cloth just covering.
Do you have any of those spare?
You could
To
search.
Emin?
To Emin.
All right.
Masks? Oh, I'm certain.
Just let me check my what is it?
There.
Morpheus's bag
Yeah.
of what is it? Morpheus's bag of deceit.
Too much stuff.
and deception.
Emin lowers his goggles back over his eyes, and it's like a VR, like.
Now, you do see why Skylar is separate, because she's clearly rehearsing her thing separately. You think it might be a one-man play, a one-actor play.
Oh wow.
The other actors are getting ready for something else. Daisha, would you like to roll me a d8, please?
I would love to, more than anything.
Wow, easy to believe.
I'm sure this is going to be great, amazing, fantastic, no doubts. I got a 6.
6. Yes, nothing like an open-air theatre in the rain. There are some great seaside cliff top mini amphitheatres where they do Shakespearean stuff on the south coast of England. It's really cool.
There were a couple in Australia too.
Yeah, there was there's a really cool one in Plymouth where near my grandparents used to live, and there was someone who won one of the giveaways recently, and I was grabbing their address for CZRPG, and it was Plymouth, and I was like, hey, my grandparents lived near Plymouth, and then I was like, oh no, wait, this will be an American Plymouth. Won't be the same one. Because it is where they set off. I think it's where the Pilgrims set off from first. From Plymouth Rock.
Plymouth Rock. Yep.
So you see, where is his description? There we go. Yeah, you see, striding out from backstage. He's like, no, we don't need the fresh golem yet. Of course not, darling. Well, what are you idiots? And you see a goblin in a jester's costume. And he comes striding out from backstage and accosts the actors there, tapping a clownish scepter on the floor to get the attention of the actors there. Come along, everyone. You know, to impress the Dame of Unhappy Endings, you have to perform a tragedy. Throw your all into it, lovies, all. I have just the thing. Here, throw away that trash. We're doing this one. Just completely changes the play. And
oh wow!
What did you roll there, Daisha? Remind me.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. So he says, "This will be perfect. This one is named A Village No More. Picture the scene." And the actors kind of dejectedly slump out. I was like, I just about remember the lines for that one.
Oh, where's the lie?
And the goblin there is gesturing grandly with this clown scepter, and he's like, a long brokered peace between a green dragon and a nearby village is shattered when the village idiot steals a handful of coins from the dragon's hoard. You are the idiot. You. Where's the dragon costume? Just get it done. And just throws scripts at them and just starts lighting, and he starts shouting up at the goblins in the gantry above. See if there's anything else for me to tell you about him. I hope there's art. Is there art? I hope there's art. That would be
All
awesome.
of these picturing ninja goblins this entire time now because that's what the kabuki thing is.
Yeah.
And that makes me so happy. Ninja goblin stages.
Do we have art? Do we have art? We have a special stat block. Let's have a look here. No. Ow. Oh, what's this though? Okay, kind of. Here he is shouting at one of the actors. There you go.
Look at this funny little staff.
Yeah, there's the staff that he's brandishing around.
And a guy in a frog costume in the back.
Oh yeah.
Frog costume makes it.
Is it supposed to be the... Is the adventurer or one of the actors?
Yes, in this case. I'll just put it this way: there is a certain set of events which leads to you guys doing one of the plays.
Oh.
So this is a depiction of a potential Wild Beyond the Witchlight adventure. Because you know how tieflings are so popular.
Why not play a tiefling?
I think throughout the entire channel we don't have a tiefling at the moment, do we?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
think, if actually memory serves, I don't think we've ever had one. I don't think we've ever. The only tiefling I know I can think to bring jumps to memory like immediately is Michael. Scottish Michael. Michael's character in my first ever campaign that I GM'd, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, offline.
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? I've had a lot of people's first characters be tieflings.
Okay.
And then
not
there'll
his
be
first D&D
something else
character.
next time.
But yeah. But okay, anyway, yes, this is going on as you peer out from stage left there. What would you like to do?
Well, we need to put the props somewhere. Does it look like any of the so from the stage, where can we see? Is there people in the audience?
Well, your stage left. The stage is the circle in the top right.
Right, I'm looking at the character
where
art.
Skylar is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the entirety of the stage?
Yeah.
It's that small?
I mean, that's the raised part. I guess they use that central part as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
because
so
they've got the barrier,
this-
right? They used to have like just a straight. They didn't have curtains, right? They just had a barrier in front of the backstage door.
All of me is
Yeah.
like, there's a moon on that stage that looks almost like an eclipse.
But you would need to put a sun behind it, which is a solid surface. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are audience members being forced to watch the rehearsals as well, and they're on the steps to the left. They don't look very happy.
They look very uncomfortable,
Yeah, especially
maybe a
that-
little itchy.
Especially with that rain that came through before. They are for the majority darklings, like the merchants that you saw with their storm balloon, which you can now that you're outside, you can look up and you can see the towers like reaching towards the clouds, and you can see that darkling balloon, the storm cloud balloon, still there docked at one of the balconies.
Okay.
Alright.
What would you like to
Okey-dokey.
do? There's the way back, which you didn't go to. There are other entrances and exits from this amphitheater.
Alright, well, action begets action, so we need to give the me gestures stuff.
Yeah, you can
We need to
see.
give the props set.
You can see up and
Yeah.
right from you. There's the backstage area, which is where those cranes must be.
Alright. We
Can
probably
you
want to
actually
hit
see that
the
already, Emin?
points.
Let me just see what you can see. Yes, right. You can see that. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the cranes are out there. You can see the stagehands and the goblins there. Now you do not know that the note was not delivered.
We don't know,
Right.
so we can assume. So in our heads, like, if it has been delivered, we should probably contact them. If not, maybe avoid it. Like, we judge their reactions and such. But we got to do stuff. I don't know. Like, my brain is like, I'm also overheating really bad because Australian summer sucks. And even with all the blinds down, I'm lightly roasting, so I might need to put on the aircon.
Yeah, no problem.
Be back.
Of the three of you, sorry, just before you go, what's your passive perception?
21.
Okay, Daisha, Emin.
Oh, whoa. 16.
9.
Okay, sorry, Corey, sorry, just before you do that. You do notice one thing as you're all peering around. Up on a high balcony, 40 foot up above the amphitheater, you see a dark shadow of a figure in a voluminous jet black dress, almost spider-like against the edge of the tower, and they are glaring down directly at you with a set of opera glasses.
Oh.
Before it's like Corey like looks up as it leans over. Our host is here.
And there's a pause, and the goblin in the jester costume, like their head whips around towards where you are from, and like distracted, and they come scuttling over directly towards you, as if they had been
Props.
messaged magically.
Probably.
Now, Corey, do you want to do your thing quickly just before we do this?
Yes.
I act cool.
Haha.
Everything is good.
Now, Daisha, I mean, you do
Super chill.
remember intently how she has an oracular library, as in she has oracular visions of the future. So she may have been waiting for you, and knowing that you were coming.
Certainly. I mean, we have props, so we're helping out. I don't think we would come off as like suspicious or.
That's true. So with our props, I was gonna say, I'm like, do we just like? I don't want to stand here looking dumb while we hold these props, or be,
I think Emin would start walking towards this person, holding some of the props.
Yep.
And trying to like make an effort to deliver them.
Yep. Let me just.
Yep, same.
By the way, this is who you can see up on the balcony.
Oh boy!
We finally get to see what she looks like.
Holy!
Oh my
She's
god!
fun. Oh, I love that.
Wow!
Oh, you weren't kidding about the spider
I
thing. That's
thought-
cool.
So it's her bottom of her dress, and she's floating over the bottom of her dress with a what?
Hard to tell. You can't see the midriff like that. It's just black.
Holy moly!
Oh,
That's a whole
so...
skeleton head.
Yep.
I mean, I'm assuming that she's shadow puppeting those things just from the visual. But I love that. I love
This is by far the most immediately horrific of the three.
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I was way more freaked out by Scabatha.
Really?
Scabatha's
No, this
just
is
like,
pretty
oh,
bad.
that's a. See, I love this.
Love it, but
So
I suppose it's like it feels. What is it? It feels Pan's Labyrinthy, for sure.
God, she must
Just
be
in,
like
like-
10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you see up on the balcony, just against the paler stone of the mountainside. And the goblin, as you're kind of looking up and seeing that for the first time, the goblin comes, like bustling over, and he's like, hello, welcome to our stage and our theatre, honoured guests of the Bitter Ends. I am Stage Fright, and welcome to our humble players. Now, no spoilers, Charlie. And so he walks over and he turns and flourishes up to the balcony. Madame, your guests have arrived. And he's like, come along, join me on the stage. And
Yes,
there are three actors and Skylar on the stage. They're kind of huddled together, nervously rehearsing some lines from a script. And
Corey steps forward confidently, as if this is totally part of the plan.
Yep. There is a high elf, a goblin, and a mountain dwarf on the stage. And just because they had fun making this and tying in all of the various worlds, you don't know this, but the high elf is from Kryn, the Dragonlance world. The goblin's from Eberron. And the mountain dwarf is from Oath, which is the Greyhawk world. And they had, remember the someone that you met earlier was from Taldori, from Matt Mercer's world.
Oh yeah.
Charlie's asking questions in chat.
I'm ignoring them.
Yes.
Run.
Okay.
Get the hell out.
So, you can see that the stage is hewn from solid rock with patches of moss and lichen growing here and there. You can see the vast opening beyond where the massive drop to be, but you can't see the drop from where you are. There are two wooden cranes extending from the rear of the stage that you can already know what's going on with them. And there is the lighting rig built up over the stage. a very intricate wooden device. There are 4 goblins up there operating that.
Right.
There are a dozen shuttered cylinders attached to this rig, and you see them like testing them and getting them ready. And when they open them up, there's a continual flame cast inside each one, and they open and close it and use different filters to change the colors and stuff.
Oh.
And you all can see that the various things in use here, that it's all Corrid hair. And the construction is very Briganock, shall we say.
There it is. There it is.
So, do you go with stage fright?
Not. We are guests. This is where we're supposed to
Yeah.
be. Corey confidently says, "What kind of props do I have in my hand?"
Let's say you have some various like farming implements, there's like a mob scene in this Green Dragon.
Oh yes.
At, like the villages.
Yep.
And then you, Emin, I think you have like just like a papier-mâché like hoard. It's just like a papier-mâché mound painted yellow, and like black, like painted on like the outlines of coins and stuff.
Yep. Like 3D cakes.
Yes.
I think I would like to say, before we emerge from that hallway, as Emin is going to step back in, and some time ago,
pull out the
Emin received, or he found, a 3-leaf clover.
Yes.
That when the clover pieces are shared and eaten, the people who have eaten the pieces of clover can telepathically communicate for 8 hours.
Nice.
Oh.
So
Nice.
Emin is going to produce this clover and tear it into 3 pieces, and he's going to eat one and give a piece each to Kore and Daisha.
Okay.
Home.
Let's say it was
Willy.
you were very lucky to have this, so it is a lucky clover. So there are 4 leaves, so there's 1 for Willy too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Very cool. So I will mark off that has been eaten.
Okay.
So it's like telepathically communicate, right? Not just like reading each other's thoughts.
Telepathically talk.
Nice.
Is what it says.
Telepathically talk. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because I was about to say, if you heard, it's like Corey's thoughts right now are just like, oh, fucking course. And it's just like, there's like swears in about 7 different languages, some of which would make anybody blush. They're just like, Corey swears like a sailor. It's like, sailors have nothing on this.
Okay, so just double checking here. So yeah, she. Yeah, you can see that large balloon of bulging rain clouds tethered to the higher stone balcony, very far beyond your reach. And there's the merchant stall hanging underneath it that you saw before.
Oh, the merchant balloon thing.
The store.
Yes, the one that was in the Bollywood court when they left. They came here.
Yeah.
By the way, all this talk of like shadows and the experience that Emin and Daisha had with Gleam's shadow, it does remind you very much of the shadow that burst past you in Bavlona's cottage and jumped out the window.
The shadow,
is
like Gleam
true.
shadow.
Remember? It
Yeah.
wasn't that wasn't Gleam's shadow.
No, but
No.
a shadow has.
A shadow.
Do we remember what they were after? They were in the storeroom, though.
They were in that store in Bavlona's treasure hoard. Yeah.
Understood. Lovely.
Okay. Just that does ring
Thanks.
true. and
Thanks
reminds
for
you.
DM. Thanks for DM hint. DM Summer.
You're welcome.
Here's the information that you probably have forgotten, but actually would be very helpful to you in this exact moment.
This very second.
Now, let's see. So yes, you see the bitter end, Endolin herself, up on the balcony, and she's kind of just looking down at you expectantly. And stage fright's like, well, what is it you've come seeking? I assume you've come here to ask for something? Now, Daisha, you can sense what was stolen from you here somewhere in this castle.
Oh.
And Willie can as well.
Do we just go for it and ask her to return our stuff, or... Because if we do that, she's gonna give us some stupid quest that we have, like a favor we have to do for her in return.
Yeah, I mean, this
I mean,
castle is massive. I feel like we should ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, okay. Either we can't sneak through the castle. I mean, we can try, but it's gonna be pretty shit.
Yeah.
And there's very
the
clear.
whole oracle angle of
Yeah.
Endolin being able to kind of see the future.
But not everything, right? There's something that she can't see.
I mean, we don't know that. Well, I
No,
guess
we don't know
wouldn't-
that.
We wouldn't know about...
We don't know how powerful
Well,
she is either.
We know that her thing is the future, because Bavlorna
Yeah.
was the past and Scabbard
We
was the
also
present.
don't know where the maid is. Sorry, the crone.
I was
Like, we
gonna say
don't know
the
where the
maid?
evidence,
Oh.
the essence of hello.
Oh, Raiders!
Oh.
Hello,
Yeah.
casters and castles. Welcome in. How you doing, Raiders?
Hi.
We are playing ourselves some Wild Beyond the Witchlights. We are here in the Feywild, in the Hag's Castle, trying to decide just what's to do. Good to have you all here. We play lots of different TTRPGs over here, and it is very nice to meet you all. Thank you for that lovely raid. Let's give a shout out to them. Everyone, do give casters and castles a follow and see what is going on with them. I hope you had yourselves a fantastic session, everybody. Casters and castles. And castles. I think that's got it.
Yes.
Boom. There's the
Yes.
link there, everybody. Give that a click and give them a follow. And welcome in, everybody. We have a giveaway going on today. An awesome one-shot or drop-in location from the fantastic CZRPG. ! Enter in chat. And in around about 50 minutes' time, we'll be drawing a winner for that. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Well, so basically, long story short, we have stuff that has been stolen that needs to be returned.
Yes.
We have a crone to keep an eye out for, because there is the other aspect of Zabilna around
Oh,
that we
yes.
need to go get. That we need to
Okay.
uncrone, and
Release.
that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Which she won't want the answers to, but if there's something that she's desperate enough to swap for, she might. Also, we sow the seeds of dissent. I don't know.
That's what I'll be doing later in Chicento. I don't need it here as well.
Yeah.
Just revolutions everywhere. That's your friends, by the way.
But yes, so headed forward to it's Daisha that has the thing that she knows was stolen and is the most recent.
Yes, indeed.
What do you want to do? 'Cause Gloria's,
I would
content.
content in terms of like content to not say anything.
Gloria is content in terms of she has nothing that she really wants. She's had everything that she needs for answered, and she is probably a perfect candidate, honestly, for a soliloquy in this damn play.
Thanks, Daisy.
Nice.
If they want a performance, boy, she's got tragedy for you.
I'm okay. I mean, I think I'm just like, this castle's so damn big to look. Can I, John, is it working like a radar where I'm like, Could be this way, could be that way.
I've already been slightly generous. Like, as written, you know
Okay.
it's in Yon.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the
Okay.
idea that
But-
subconsciously your tongue is flicking out to scent it.
yeah.
Like over my eye and
Yes,
just
you auntie. Yeah.
thinking.
You
Um,
auntie like magic shit.
So Daisha, I think, I mean, basically, it's the combination of that you know it's here in Yon, and the others have been in the Hag's lairs. So, Charlie's. Willie's stolen things. One was in Babylona's lair, one was in Scabatha's lair, and
Yep.
it's follows that it's probably here.
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So I guess.
Stage Fright, the goblin stage manager, turns. He's like, "Do you have your invitations?"
Presents
Indeed.
invitations.
Yes, you'll show what you got from that spooky wagon, the pageantry wagon that came by before. And he's like, splendid, splendid. Madame, they have the invitations. Should I escort them? And the huge, skulking black shadow that is
Yes.
Endolin just,
So cool.
the head just kind of nods. And
Oh, lovely.
without turning her back, she just like starts to like scuttle inside.
Oh, I love that. She runs like a crab.
Basically,
That's cool.
and she goes into the tower behind her.
Is now what I'm picturing every movement now.
So, Stage Fright just gestures to the actors on the stage. You lot, get it memorized and get it sorted before. Get it memorized and get it sorted before curtain up. Only a short time before, once the bitter end is done with these guests, she wants to enjoy herself a terrible tragedy. And he heads for that central staircase on the left side.
A terrible tragedy, they say. Means Corey. A terrible tragedy.
Now, stay still. I will drag you about. I
Okay.
won't make you
Hi.
Okay.
move all together.
Would you want me to rehuddle up?
Yeah, just go in a square there.
Beep-doop.
Scoot on over.
So, Stage Fright just kind of hobbles and scuttles up those stairs on the left side there, and you can see various darklings looking at you curiously from the benches there. And you first arrive here, and I shall describe the rooms that you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now, sorry, but everyone on stream, it's a bit zoomed out for you, but it's just for me to easily transport people around the place. You can see doors in the up and lower walls there, and there's a corridor off to the upper left there. But you find yourself in a vast library.
Oracular, one might say. This magnificent hall is lined with stone bookshelves housing a library of leather-bound tomes. 3 elderly, bespectacled goblins climb ladders to fetch books for 3 slender, cloaked figures who are reading while seated in overstuffed armchairs in front of you. And yeah, there are various different tomes here. A vast swathe of them, like probably the majority of them, are all identical. They are
Oh.
they are all the same size, and they are spineless. They don't have spines on them, but they're just 2 covers clamped together, made of black wood, and there are yellow pages strung and attached in with copper wire.
Right.
But yes, Stage Fright is just marching past, so you don't really have the leisure to look at it really.
As we're like going through, Corey would like to do a precursor glance toward the hooded figures, see what she can pick up from like sizes and stuff.
Again, it's three darklings, I believe.
Oh, darklings, yep.
I'll double check. Hang on.
And if there's any unique books, I guess is the other thing.
There are other books as well. Yeah.
How to garden.
Yeah, there's
environmental energy usage and you. Eco
They-
and evil friendly.
They kind of lazily kind of glance up from their reading, but they don't seem surprised. So it seems maybe Endelin warned them as well that you were to arrive soon, having foreseen your arrival. So they seem fairly indifferent. Let's see. Actually, I'll say this. I think
Uh-oh.
I can't remember if it was Corey or Daisha that this is particularly pertinent to.
Oh dear.
One of the Darkling Elders is reading a book with a desiccated frog on its spine.
Oh, Hisashi no.
You have seen books like that before.
That's one of Bavlona's.
Bavlona, yes.
Yeah, Babylona's library.
And you remember when you tried to take books from there, they just disintegrated.
And
Which-
if they got wet.
Well, I
Meta,
was just thinking about pilfering a book over here in my corner.
like I said, the Elder's reading that one, so that would be very difficult. He's just like, do you mind?
Oh no, I'm looking at. I'm assuming you said there were stone bookcases all around the room.
The 4 that you can see. The 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And probably around the edges of the room as well.
Right.
But
Okay.
actually, it does say one
at
book
a
looks
wall.
out of place among the others. So I think maybe every other book is black.
Oh.
Damn.
I'm gonna
just
look at
this
the
one?
out of place book.
Well, it's not that the Elder's reading it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the frog.
I thought you like the out of place among all the others. I imagined it on a bookcase. I'm
Sorry,
so
yeah.
sorry.
No.
I did too. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be, but I've given it to the Elder here.
As we're passing by, Corey remarks, "If you kiss it, it'll speak," and then just keeps walking.
He has it open. He's already reading. It's like no, that just gives one the title.
It's like, and
That's
Corey
cute.
is Corey is very happy in the knowledge as they're walking away to know that they've kissed the frog.
and he's like this, and he just very unashamedly just goes "Blah," like up the spine of it, and the frog's voice croaks out. Tales from the Gloaming Court, Volume 3. Now,
Wait,
Corey.
that was one of the books that was missing on that thing. I remember that because we
Um,
were like, it's always one that's borrowed.
A 3-volume set had 2 of its books stolen.
Yeah,
There was only 1 volume at Babylona's cottage.
yeah. One was in. Was
Babylon?
one in?
Sorry, Scabathus. It was Scabathus.
Yeah, one was in Scabathus.
Yeah, only 1 was at Scabathus, and 2 are missing. One of them is here, and it is all about the social intrigues and goings-on of the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm as like, yes, I remember that. And Corey's like,
Oh no, sorry, I don't. There were more of them at Scabathus. Sorry, this is volume 3 of an 11-book series.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry. So
11.
two of them were missing.
2 of them were missing.
Yes.
Because I remember going to, I remember at the time after we'd kissed a bundle of books, I went to Billy and I was like,
She kissed
Why
the
is-
book and she liked it. Yep, sorry.
and it read out the title of parchment. And as Corey, like, understands that, it's just like, oh, what's this doing here? Understands because it was the Shadow Realm, Shadow Court.
Yep.
Specifically.
It was.
Okay. The Shadow Realm. Oh, okay. Great. Lovely. Lovely. Alright, cool. Good to know. Hope it's a good one.
Okay.
As we continue on, I guess we're following over. Unless there's anybody stealing anything. Or stealing.
It would be very obvious.
So
Okay.
No way.
I was pondering it. I was like,
Who? I told you to stay together. Get back there.
oh, sorry.
Barbarians.
We just want to go exploring. You gave us the ability to...
We're looking around.
Actually, yeah. Would you please do remove yourselves around? Let me not take that away from you. Stage fright is going over here.
It's going over that way. Okay, to the door. Du-du-du-du-du-du. Wait, so we are or no?
Yeah, doors up.
I do like that it shows what you've seen.
Right, it's good.
Yes.
It's definitely the best option. By the way, folks, if you're wondering what they're talking about, because we can see everything, they only can see where they have been and what they can see currently at the moment. And where they've been is grayed out, and they can't see tokens that are there. They can only see the rooms, like this. So it's line of sight.
Staircase.
So it's quite generous with the line of sight. You can still see all the way out
I'm
to
gonna
the
open the door.
amphitheater. He didn't go that way.
Whoa.
Close the door, close the door, close the door, close the door,
I'm
close the door.
sorry.
Do you? Because he's gonna be like, he's just like when you start going past, he goes into the stairway. Yeah, that's where you guys are there.
My bad. I didn't know which way you went. I'm sorry. I leave.
Don't open the door until I say.
I'm sorry.
It's
All
okay.
right. To the stairs.
Yeah,
To the
he goes
stairs,
up
on the
those stairs there. Yeah. And let me grab you.
Teleport.
Oh, nope.
Nyum. Spirited into action.
Again, going up the map. Almost directly up and a smidge left.
Na 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 na. As soon as it shows.
What?
We're getting back, I believe.
Zoom out a bit more for you there. Sorry, folks. Delicate actions here.
I don't know where.
There you go.
See a thing.
Oh, lordy!
Okay.
It's the thing.
Yes, it is. So you wind your way up the little narrow staircase, which stage fright's fine with. It's just like tick, up to the top.
Okay, there we are.
That's lightning.
There is the thing.
Yes, indeed. And he, let's see. Stage fright goes into that main room and stays hugging the left wall there. But let me read that for you. So you're no longer in the amphitheater.
Whoa.
Are we going down from like
Yeah,
calm, chill
let's
music
change
to
to this.
sudden lightnings?
Okay. And I think the stage fright can't help but perform. Let's chill that out a little bit. Sorry, a bit noisy, folks. And he gestures grandly with his little scepter, and he's like, "Behold, the orrery of tragedies." And you see this cylindrical chamber houses Soul Wars RPG coming in with a raid. Hello, raiders. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you had yourselves a fantastic session. We're here playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight. They are exploring around a hag's castle up in the mountains.
Dun dun.
Da, da, da. Hey there, folks. Welcome in. We have a giveaway going today. Exclamation mark enter for the chance to win a one-shot drop-in location from CZRPG. Not that one.
Zerp.
Shout. Wow. Dramatic.
Hi, lightning.
Dramatic raid.
How you doing?
RPG.
Kaboom.
Actually, as that lightning crashes, that's actually lightning. It comes down this huge cylinder from the ceiling, and it just sparks down and energizes there. Everyone, give Soul Wars a follow there. Welcome in, Raiders. Thanks for coming on by. Hope you had a good old time, and hope you can get cozy and settle in. Okay. This cylindrical chamber houses a whirring contraption bolted to a revolving metal disc that serves as its base. Metal spheres and sickles are attached to the ends of long metal arms that sweep back and forth, clicking loudly and rhythmically like the hands of a giant metronome. The apparatus is inlaid with characters from strange alphabets, and smoky wisps in the shapes of these letters rise from the contraption as it revolves. The whole device hums and crackles with lightning. Rising from the middle of the mechanism is an 80-foot tall copper pole made of 8
Damn.
10-foot long lightning rods attached end to end. It extends upward past a ring-shaped gallery that forms the chamber's upper level through a hole in the 50-foot high dome's ceiling. There are 3 goblins wearing overalls and tinted goggles, using brooms to sweep the floor, seemingly untroubled by the noise.
Maybe they're deaf. Thanks, Lightning. I would like to imagine that, like, Corey takes a glance at Villy, who is totally with us right now,
Yep.
and Villy is just like, clockwork tinkering brain go brrrr.
Right, totally. Okay. So, you... Let's have a look here. Yes, I think Stage Fright would warn you. He's like, do not step onto the base. You guys can see the dotted line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the base of it. And he
Okay.
Gets
he
electrocuted?
stays close to the outside. He stays close to the outside wall.
Because we'll get electrocuted, right?
I'm not sure. I've never tried. I was just told never to go onto that.
Seems wise.
Does anybody go onto that? It seems dangerous.
Then don't go on.
Does he go
Wait,
up or down?
Left side, left
Yeah,
side,
he,
left
he,
side.
he hugs the wall and goes up. Yeah,
Okay.
and goes into that corridor in the top left.
This one?
Okay.
As we're going through, can I observe anything about the I'm not a mechanics person, but is there any way to, like, potentially stop the mechanism for what I can see, or is it powered by that lightning strike?
Yeah, it's definitely all completely powered by the lightning. So if you destroyed the lightning rods, but
Damn it.
Hmm.
I knew it.
now let me just quickly check something.
Don't check, John. I'm sure it's fine.
I was wondering if there was a specific sound set for the meeting, the audience chamber, or if it's just general sounds. Yeah. Okay. So yes, the stage fright ushers you in, and he opens that window. So Corey, do you want to open that door there? Sorry.
Bidum.
And he gestures for you to take a seat.
Lifts the chair up. Doesn't actually. Oh, you can't see anything past this point.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like darkness up to a point, and then I can't see anything else of the room.
Say so.
Like when I step into it, it's fine.
Yeah, it's because the room is dark except for that torch on the back wall.
Understood.
Right. You can see the stage, right? In front of the chairs. It's like a circular
A
stage.
little bit.
Yeah. It's a dark room. It's like a cinema basically. You walked into a cinema.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. Well, she's not going. She's gonna take one of the, like, the second chairs.
Yep. So
if
you'll
I-
walk in there. Does she jump in there?
I'm gonna press Alt and then move myself lightly, so I'm
And
standing on it.
Stage fright bows, and the sound of the orrery goes quiet as he closes the door behind and disappears.
Damn, I
Little
want this.
black box. It's so
Oh,
spooky.
All of me is like, oh dang, that is very good soundproofing. Almost enough to kill a person. This will be fun.
They all of the doors and curtains here are magically. Actually, you would have noticed this as you were moving through. Any door and thing that you've gone through, the sound from the other side of it does not go through.
It's
Like
important
in
for
the
stage
workshop.
Hmm.
In the workshop, you were, it was just an open archway. But whenever there's been a door, like clickable door, there's no sound from the other side of that. Actually, so I should have said that when you did the check down in the
Yep.
thing.
Okay,
I
My
can
bad.
hear you scream.
So as you
wouldn't be the first time.
As you are ushered into this room, the walls of this chamber are jet black, with gold-painted scrollwork where the walls meet the ceiling, and each other. Ornate, high-backed armchairs faced a raised dais. An alcove at the back of the dais is half hidden by a black curtain.
Cozy.
So you've all just taken a seat and are waiting?
Yeah.
Leans over to Evan, and I should honestly, this reminds me of my youth. Not the bad one.
Oh.
She's like eyeing like the thing, and just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I've set up tents like this.
Tents with stone floors.
Oh, well. No.
like Cora's like genuinely, because she has no idea how the carnival works. It's just like picturing.
Just lie, Emin.
Just like has pictured. Honestly, you could get away with so much. Like has pictured what you've been talking about the carnival. You're just like, oh, I picked up. Like she's just like the stone floors, and she's just like trying to imagine a stone floor and how to carry that. It's just like, gosh, that must be very heavy. Like going through the motions.
We do have some brutes at the carnival, but stone floor, not by anything other than magic.
Now,
this is the Feywild, dear.
As you sit there, kind of nervously, are you chatting or telepathically?
No, Corey probably thought that very loudly.
Telepathically, because let's not waste this clover.
Yeah.
But also, would say a thing occasionally out loud because, she doesn't want anybody to know that they can talk telepathically.
Yes. Yeah, fair.
That was a stand.
Yeah, if you're like staring at each other, just like nodding and stuff, that would be quite obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, just it's like she'll compliment the chairs because honestly they're probably quite comfortable. And in her head, she's like, well, if I have to die somewhere, this is quite nice.
As you sit there, telepathically and audibly talking, the soul lantern at the back of the room dims.
Goes quiet.
And the curtain at the back of the stage twitches. And the shadow detaches itself from the back wall. And the large, looming form of Endolin Moongrave stalks onto the stage. The hag's form is hidden under layers of her elaborate costume. It is a dress, but it's strangely bulky and makes her look frighteningly tall. There is her theatre curtain, a gauzy veil, mostly concealing the skeletal, almost wraith-like face leering from behind.
Good stuff.
As she steps out onto the stage, the front of her dress, around where the midriff would be, parts, and illuminated within, as I showed you before, you can see small puppets, which, reminiscent of the pageantry wagon that you saw, are very similar to your good selves.
Of course they are.
Of course.
Now,
We're not getting it.
welcome. And what is it that you seek this day? Is it something you've lost? Or
acknowledge the auguries that I have glimpsed in my orrery.
So did Aisha and Billy? She doesn't need to know the future for her.
You're muted then.
We've lost some things.
Have you? How tragic.
Your favorite.
Excuse me?
We heard you like
That's-
tragedies.
I see.
But you're goblin. We're all looking at each other like, oh, we just moved off. Our bad, our bad.
Just like, dude, this is what we heard, man. Tell your staff not to gossip, vibes.
So, draped in black robes, the hag peers down at you from the alcove, her long fingers twitching. Extra hands appear from within the folds of her ghastly dress,
Of course they
and
do.
she gazes upon each of you in turn. Seekers of fate, you have come before the Dame of Unhappy Endings to glimpse your doom. Behold!
I want to imagine Corey actually just genuinely like,
And
like completely cutting.
she starts to manipulate the puppets in her little theatre. And the stringed marionettes that resemble you and your companions. With each tug of the strings, the puppets bob around the stage, speaking in the hag's scratchy voice. You, Willie Grimm. You were out one day, or should I say, will be out one day, on a beautiful Fey mountainside. But do beware. And she just lets the marionette drop, as you shall be crushed by a falling castle. As for you, Daisha.
Sha.
And Stephanie, could you roll me a d8, please?
Whee! I sure can. 6 again.
Look at you,
thought that was-
traipsing along happy as can be, in a cave. But watch your step. Ah! And she mimics the marionette falling, and then a stalagmite just comes up from the stage, that she's using, and just impales the marionette.
Oh my god.
You
That's like,
are
that's impressive.
destined to fall and meet a rather pointed end. Now, you fairy, buzzing around, sneaky little thief. Colby, roll me
No,
d8,
it's
please.
just going- it's like, Corey, she's got you there, man. Nice.
D8,
By definition, a sneak thief.
A1.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oof. Fun.
Do. Hang on.
Do you? I'm just picturing the reverb.
Okay, yes. Do beware, local boy. Beware the pets of your once mistress, my once sister. Beware the jaws that bite, the claws that catch, as it comes, whiffling through the tulgey wood. Beware the Jabberwock.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
For a second, I forgot where we got Snoodle from, and I was like,
No,
Snoodle's
no,
gonna
no.
betray us. And then I was like, no,
Snoodle-
he didn't. He was in the swamp.
And out of order, but those are lines from the poem.
Yep.
Ah.
I
Yep.
caught on quickly.
I was like,
I caught on quickly.
Now,
I think there was actually MCDM's magazine, Arcadia. I think there was an issue of Arcadia that had stat blocks for all of the monsters in the poem.
oh,
You know, the Bandersnatch and the
Right.
the Momraths.
the mum rats.
before you
That's
continue,
cool.
John,
Yeah, right.
funnily enough, Emin has already seen his own death.
Okay,
So,
good point.
does
what
this...
Sorry, remind me, what was that?
So, at the time,
Hmm.
we just kind of, like, hand-waved it as, like, you know, if Emin
Okay,
were to die
what
during
happens
the
happens.
course...
Okay,
Yeah.
well that gives us a very nice opportunity because that gives us a nice little potential for insight. It is not what she just described.
Yeah.
That was my question.
It was not what she
Yep.
just
Yep.
described.
Yep.
So, Emin just kind of, like,
But this is
poker face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you think it though?
I think you can't read his mind.
I wouldn't,
You'd have to
I wouldn't
consciously, telepathically to
communicate
communicate.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Love it. Love it.
That's a good. Yeah, thank you, Colby. That's a good chance.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, because and what you'll discover like from that is I suppose it still needs to be discovered.
Yeah,
But
don't give
yes.
us too much.
Yeah. I was thinking.
No. You
Sorry,
got
I
it.
get, yeah, right.
Got
Yeah,
the answer.
well.
I
Yeah.
got the answer
I'll tell you-
I wanted.
Funny you
so.
should say that. I did that
Scarlett,
over
I was mentioning Michael before, our Scottish friend.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in Curse of Strahd. People might have seen him in that. He's
Yep.
not on stream at the moment, but
Yep.
for basically a full year, he lived in my building here that I teach. in.
Yep.
And
Oh,
just
yeah.
having him upstairs to just be able to talk about everything with was so useful.
Oh, yeah.
You need a DM dump buddy because that's Patch.
yeah.
And then he would see Stephanie and I at work like the next day and
Right.
just like you know, like be brimming and it
It's
God
like I have stuff you don't know. It's so
Yes.
good.
constantly.
Very fun.
Mm.
Okay. And so yes, she says that the Jabberwock is going to get you. The role of a one is actually eaten alive by a dragon, but you know, Jabberwock's close enough.
No,
Hey,
Jabberwock's
yeah.
way more fun. Way more fun.
And way more local.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
I
Now,
like
that
the
being
flavor
said,
you put on that.
We've had like 3 dragons so far.
True. That's true too. Corey, a D8, please.
It's like she turns to Corey. Corey is actually like not looking scared at all.
Mhm.
Like she is not fearful. But conveniently for those who speak Japanese, I rolled a 4.
Ah!
Okay.
Shi dayoshi.
And she turns to
Boy.
you, just like scritching around Corey, and she's like, "And you."
Yes.
What a tragic tale it is that you have already lived. Delicious. But its end. Somewhat damp, shall we say. Do beware the dark waters that flow past your parents' final meeting spot. The dark waters of the Styx shall drag you, and the restless souls wherein shall drown you.
Whoa.
Makes sense. Cora just says, like, casually, just brushes it off.
Stone-faced.
Holy guacamole.
Thank you. But I don't believe that's actually what we came here for.
God,
But
I
it's like-
see.
She like produces a dark rose if she can, as like a performance, right? Just like, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you throw it.
Yeah,
Nice. Snaps.
I think Emin claps.
Snaps the witch.
Oh yeah, no, like I was prepared to die like 3 sessions ago already.
Oh yeah, right.
It was so intense. I felt so sorry for Charlie being there. I was like, I'm sorry, man.
I can
Thank you.
see this like this. I don't know, like looming thing. I in my head she is 10 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm like picturing straight up Ko with Aang right now. Like I feel Aang. I'm feeling
Ah.
like pure Aang vibes right now as the face dealers like
mhm.
make you react, and Kora's like, oh yes, lovely, thank you.
Then
Fantastic.
the drapes, the curtain closes on the scenes as the mangled and broken marionettes lie on the stage. And she turns her head, like craning around on that long, thin neck towards you again, Daisha. Somewhat snake-like, you might say. And she says, and she looks at Willie as well. Now, if you want your lost belongings, there are things I would have done that could sufficiently pay. And she suddenly scuttles forward, and her long, like, skeletal arms and fingers grab Willie by the chin, cradling his head as he's, like, stood there, like, up against the high back of his chair. You have it, don't you? I don't know where you got it, but it is the last piece. The piece of my orrery. And we need Charlie here for that, so we are going to stop there.
Oh, it's totally the T-ball.
Oh my god.
Which Charlie of his own volition described his focus, and I was like, thank you.
A trap.
So,
Ugh.
my friends, thank you so much.
Yay!
And all of you that have joined us, thank you. Coming in with those raids, the
Mwah.
follows, the subscriptions, the bits. Thank you all so much, you wonderful people. Absolutely awesome, as always. Players, legendary, as always. Thank you so much. Awesome stuff. And I am looking forward to a encore next week as we bring back, and hopefully with our warlock, who will hopefully not be too salty about the lack of eldritch staff in his
Bamfed
possession.
Still here.
Bamfed
Still
away.
here.
And
Charlie just bamfed away. Like, we couldn't do anything. Charlie, like, took it and ran. Like, they had a performance to do.
so,
we are going to wrap things up there, my friends. As Phantom has kindly said there, thank you, Phantom. Type enter in chat for your chance to win today's giveaway, The Shining Ring, a one-shot or drop-in location from the awesome multiple DM skill bestseller CZRPG. Our good friends over there, check out all of their stuff they've got going on at the Patreon as well. Thank you, Phantom. And we will be drawing the winner in just a moment, so jump in for the last chance to get in on that. And let us say goodbye to these fine folks. Emin, who are you on the material plane?
Howdy, everyone. My name is Colby, and I am one half of the Vexed Vending group here in Central Florida. The other half is my better half.
To your right.
You're right.
And she and I work closely with local artists as well as ourselves to bring some exposure to smaller artists in the Central Florida area. So if you're ever there, check us out on Instagram.
Thank you. Yes, there's the
Thank
Instagram
you,
link
guys.
over there in the chat. And the other parts of Vexed Vending, Daisha.
Hi, I'm the other half of that in the material plane, also in Florida, also all the things he said. Mwah. And you can find me on Sundays at 8 Eastern Standard Time in another campaign, playing a much different person.
Very different, yes. Velen Harple, the evil necromancer, lead of a band of ne'er-do-wells, doing the bidding of one little fella, up-and-comer, named Vecna. Okay.
Oh, lordy.
And last but not least, Corey.
Hi everyone, I'm Scarlet Song, she, her, your local librarian. I'm the head of the Lore Makers podcast, which is being edited, I think you swear. As to how you can support and where you can find me, I am also a professional GM and an artist. My commissions are opening up soon, though I have a couple of big quarterly projects coming up, so that's going to be wild. And the most recent addition to that is the 10 marketplaces, magical marketplaces, 10 things for you, 10 micro adventures and encounters to add to your campaign when your party goes shopping and you have no idea what to do. So there's things to do with a wishing well that where all the wishes come true, but for some means. There's also one where another hack inspired by this campaign, honestly, may or may not have accidentally sold their bodyguard. And then there's also there's also a really fun where it's just like a stamp rally, which is like a nice break session where there's little puzzles and stuff. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yes, that's on the Patreon.
Okay, yeah, all the links over there in chat. Do give them a look. Thank you. And we are QuestJunkiesUK, and that is all for the Feywild, but we will be back on the southern shores of the Sea of Fallen Stars as we return to Chesenta for our sneak peek preview playthrough of the CZRPG upcoming campaign, Chesenta's Tyranny. They have been through another of the mysterious mage towers out in the Dassos forest, and they are now returning to meet up once again with their Fey friends, Luce and Arius the Sea Elf, to potentially bring the fermentation bubbling to a boil in the town of Meth, as they are poised, ready to take over the fort and make it their base of operations. The mayor of the city was the last to get on their side, and in the mage tower where there were bandits hiding out, they discovered the mayor's son, who he thought was being held as a political captive up in the city's capital, in Chesenta's capital, but had been snagged by these bandits on the way, and they have rescued him and are returning him. So the last piece of the puzzle should be fitting into place there, and let's see if they are ready to storm the citadel, the fortress, and take over Meth for themselves. So join us for that later today, or tomorrow morning, if that's where you are in the world. And then that will bring us to Saturday, where we will be over. When I say I will be over, and a couple of other of our cast friends here. Chesenta's Tyranny's Aelin and Sam from Out of the Abyss, and Mike from Out of the Abyss, and Hunger of Ithrin will be over on QuestJunkiesUK in our Demethrin 5 game. Go and check out Patch and all the awesome stuff they do. You can see Patch in Chesenta's Tyranny as well. And we continue that campaign there. A very, very dangerous assassin type enemy has been brought into the realm of Rodania from the realm of Matt Mercer from Exandria.
Mm-hmm.
A very scary thing has turned up. And I am already nearly dead because my own party member betrayed me and backstabbed me. So we shall see how that goes.
How dare.
Oh lordy, here we go.
It was
Let's
Mike.
go.
It was Mike, Stephanie, if you would like to have Velen Harple take my revenge, please feel free.
Actual Mike or character Mike?
Well, Mike's character in Demetrium 5, yes. And I don't think it was his own choice either. I think Patch made him do it. So,
Oh, no.
I believe. So, we are going to be over there for that, and then it'll bring us around to Sunday evening or Monday morning, depending where you are, for the Hunger of Ithrin, with Stephanie back as the evil necromancer, and that will bring us back to the Underdark and Ravenloft next Thursday, Wednesday, and we'll be back over here. So, a pleasure as always, my friends. And one last thing, let me see if this is still easy to grab. Sorry, I didn't get this organized. Our wonderful friend Jay, aka Lord Gasumber, next month is organizing this, the fantastic Greyhawk charity mega stream Legends. February 17th to the 19th, raising money in the name of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. A fantastic cause and lots of fantastic people involved with that. Come and join us, our good friends from Blue Blocks RPG, Lord Gasumber, Troll Lord Games, Darling Creepshow, Superior Adventurers Guild, Phantom NJ, and many more, as we are going to raise some funds for a very good cause and go on some amazing adventures. Join us as we will be going on a heist in the Greyhawk world city of Ravenrook. I cannot wait. It is going to be a original setting. It's a third-party published setting for Oerth, a city called Ravenrook, and the heist we'll be doing will be from the mind of Frictionless Dan Karn, our good friend and a fantastic publisher. So I'm very excited to jump into that. Do not miss news about that. Get all of the upcoming news about what's going on with all of those adventures over on the Discord, or jump into the socials, and we hope to see you again very, very soon. Which leaves us with one last thing to do. Let me just jump that Discord there and the socials there. The last thing, of course, is to see who our lucky winner is for today. So, good luck, everybody. I'm going to quick refresh, make sure we've got everyone in the giveaway.
For adventure.
Okay, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Okay, today's copy of the CZRPG one-shot goes to... JR! Congratulations!
Hey, there we
I'll
go.
send you the link for that soon, my friend. Okay, enjoy, and... No worries, Rishi, no worries. Thank you all very much. It's rigged, yeah, only the people that entered had the chance of winning. Who'd have thought?
Damn it.
Complete bias for those people entered.
Yes,
Okay.
how dare those people enter correctly?
Thank you, everyone. Yes, congratulations indeed. Let us head off raiding ourselves after all those lovely raids today. Thank you, everybody. Who is on? Critical Role. I wonder if they said anything at the start of stream today. Okay.
They might not have had the chance. It's pre-recorded.
That's true, yeah. Our buddies over at Guild Superior are still playing their Shadesong Saga. So let's go and see our stream team buddies over there. Everyone, stick around for that raid. If you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. But till next time, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi na sai.
Oyasumi!